Good morning, everyone. My name is Enado Ononko, and it's a real pleasure and a real honor for me to be here today to give these opening remarks on behalf of the CGR Hub for Sustainable Finance, who's been integral in the realization and in the culmination of what we are about to witness today. So I want to take a step back and talk about why we're here today. Agriculture and agri-food systems is a risky sector with information asymmetry and is also extremely vulnerable to climate change. And recently, in Rwanda, flooding, droughts, extreme weather events are occurring more and more. As a result of that, climate action is needed from all actors, especially agri-SMEs that are direct actors engaging with smallholder farmers, and agri-SMEs can lead in promoting and implementing climate-smart practices. But they need to know what practices to implement, and they need funding to implement those practices. At the same time, investors and lenders lack visibility to be able to understand which agri-SME to invest in, how much to give in order for them to scale those practices that are needed. Our role as the CGR Hub for Sustainable Finance in this program and in this journey with our partners has been to enhance this process with science. And this is what we do in all partner-led accelerator programs, and ESP partners can testify that this is a different accelerator than what they usually implement. So from the selection criteria based on investment blueprints that had identified climate risk in Rwanda, regions and value chains to be prioritized, we provided the capacity building on climate adaptation, impact management, gender, climate information services, and how to integrate climate smart agriculture in business activities, and how to integrate the cost of implementing these practices in the business plan of the companies. Post-accelerator technical assistance will also be provided to the winning SMEs. So in that sense, future investments can be justified to circumvent those climate risks and improve productivity, achieve the impacts through science-based CSA practices. So this accompaniment is essential to engage both agri-SMEs and investors for positive impact and sustainable development. I was in agribusiness 18 years ago when I started my career, and I would have given a lot to be able to benefit a program like this. So to the 31 agri-SMEs that participated and the ones that are not getting to pitch today, you also won. To the 15 businesses that are pitching today, I wish you the best of luck. And finally, we thank the Gates Foundation for their support, and we thank the Rwanda Green Fund for their trust. And we assure you and your team that our continuous collaboration will continue to unlock Rwanda's potential for sustainable investment in food systems. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Anna, for your remark and very touching story. She mentioned that she was in agribusiness 18 years ago in which she had a program like this. I did soil sciences. If I had a program like this, I would have stayed in agriculture. So ESP, if you see me coming back as an agribusiness person, please take me in. Thank you. Up next, we have Teddy Mugabo, the CEO of Rwanda Green Fund, and our host for today, coming up with her remarks.
With this growing pipeline of climate-smart businesses, I truly believe that together we can use blended finance to unlock additional capital and scale these ventures to new heights, ensuring they create lasting impact for smallholder farmers and the agri-food sector. For those not pitching today, I encourage you to stay connected and be on the lookout for future opportunities like this. This is not the last opportunity, so please don't give up. We really encourage you to keep on engaging, and that's why we also wanted to use this opportunity to have different partners So really stay courageous. There's more to come. The Rwanda Green Fund remains committed to supporting green ventures, and we invite businesses, partners, and stakeholders to join us in building a more sustainable and resilient future. I thank you all for your presence and enthusiasm, and wish the pitching businesses every success. Let's make today a celebration of innovation and collaboration. Thank you all, and can't wait to hear the different pitches. Thank you.
Thank you, Anna and Teddy, for your remarks. I believe the moment we've all been waiting for is here. Are we still very excited to be here? Yes. I can hear you. Yes. I speak loud and I haven't had my coffee. Yes. Much better. We'll get there. We are going to first list the businesses pitching today. We've had a short brief in the morning to let them know who comes after who, but just as a reminder, maybe for those who joined us a bit late, we'll have Hisa go first. It's not yet time to come on stage. I'm just listing how you follow each other. And then we'll have Spider Beat. If I end up calling you Spider Bite, please understand I'm a Marvel fan. And then we'll have Agro Enable, and then Muvuga Bayo Coffee, and Sakaza. Those are the first 5 pitching businesses. After them, we'll have Bana Bag, Shami Fruits, Ubuntu Women Farmers, Nur Nation, Yala Yala. The last but not least 5 presenters are ProDev, Nyurga Chicken, Golden Insect, Umuhinzi Wibireti, and Kibuku. We got that? Great. Now please help me welcome our seasoned members of the jury. I'll call them one-on-one, listing their marvelous achievements, applaud as we call them, starting with Delphine Ouasse. Do we have Delphine Ouasse in the room? Perfect, please join your seat. Delphine Ouasse is currently serving as the head of strategy and policy department at RDB. She is a strategic and results-driven leader with over a decade of experience in strategy, development, competitiveness, analysis, and business development. She has a proven track record in leading high-performing teams, driving organizational transformation, and fostering international partnerships. She is also an expert in enhancing business environments and improving regional and global competitiveness. One more round of applause for Delphine Ouasse. Thank you for being with us, Delphine. Up next, we have Peter Wamishwe. Am I butchering the name? Okay, great. Peter Wamishwe is an investment specialist with the SIA team, I believe. He's at the emerging and frontier markets in agri-systems. He's an experienced leader in sourcing, structuring, and managing investments across diverse sectors like agriculture, energy, and health. He is currently with the Impact SF team and brings with him a critical understanding of investing and financing in sub-Saharan Africa and Europe. The pressure is getting worse. Up next, we have Pacific Tuishime. We are actually sitting in their house today, so please applaud before they kick us out. More, thank you. Pacific Tuishime is the head of investment at Norsken, East Africa. And he's a legal and finance professional with management experience in investment and transaction advisory, working with governments, agencies, funds, advisory firms, and the private sector, both in Rwanda and abroad. Tuishime has an extensive track record of supporting Rwandan firms to access capital, access partnerships, and enhance their growth and scale. The portfolio of the jury speaks for themselves, so again, do not go back with your dollar. Great. Are we ready for the entrepreneurs? Yes? Yes? Please, it's still 9 in the morning. We can do better. Thank you. Now, as I call upon the first presenter, the team will put on a video to briefly tell you what their business is about. Hand in hand, they will stand where the cameraman is as we watch their video, and then once the video is done, they can join the stage to present. Thank you, team. There is a video that comes before. Is there? Oh, perfect. Sound. A quick reminder that you have 5 minutes to pitch and 5 minutes for a Q&A. Your timer starts when the presentation is on the screen. If we can restart the timer since we don't have the presentation. Great, we're there.
Hello. You know what these are? I believe big number of you are royal consumers of Irish potatoes. But I can't forget that another big number of you are city people. So you don't know that this is generation of the Irish potato. That is aeroponic potato greenhouse. Oh. I'm Isaac Hajenimana, Business Development Advisor, and I'm here with my CEO and co-founder. She can rise and wave at you. We are local farmers of Irish potato seed. There are no problem. Thank you so much. Did you know that our company supported a big number of farmers, 100 numbers of farmers to revitalize their soil and increase yield, especially, except those who used poor quality seeds. Did you know that 95% of seeds come from farmer-saved source? Those are of poor quality. And using poor quality spreads the crop diseases and reduce the yield. Yes, when farmers are trying to cope with that challenge, they overuse chemical fertilizers and perform different activities just to improve the yield with poor quality seed. That leads to the increase of poverty and the increase of greenhouse gas emissions. Fortunately, we are here with good news. We produce and supply high quality seeds that are resilient to climate shocks, and they increase yield. We also produce vermicompost that are revitalizing soil and increase yield. Next, please. Next, we do this because we have a winning team. Our ask is 100 million to be allocated, 6% to build hydroponic to complement the production of our tubers, and 94% to be allocated to 94% to be allocated to multiplication activities.
Thank you, Isaac. Round of applause for encouragement, please. Thank you. Now, I'll give it to the jury for questions and clarification seeking. You can remain on the stage, it's fine. And clarification seeking. You can remain on the stage, it's fine.
Thanks a lot for that presentation. So just two immediate questions.
Stated required skill set to join our move of producing and
Hi. Hello, can you hear me? Yes, okay. So when you do your projections, because you have very positive projections, financial projections, off the top of your head, what are like 3 challenges that could impact that projection?
Yeah, thank you so much. I start with percentage production. Know that this year we shall build a composting center. This time we shall be having hydroponic to complement the production of tubers. This is first generation. And of course there will be some challenges that we already plan to mitigate. One, we are now here pitching, seeking for grants. We are confident to win, but I know we're going to win, but we need some more. But the first challenge is capital, because seeds multiplication needs a huge investment and partnerships. 2, climate issues, but we have a solution for it as well, because our seeds are resilient, and even the way we are utilizing soil, we are able to face any climate issue. Another is changing mindset of our clients. You know, as you've seen, 95% is from farmer-saved seed that are of poor quality. We need to change their mindset and make them understand that their yield loss is not because of soil issues, is not because of climate. There are other factors that is very key, having high quality seed. Thank you.
Thank you for the presentation, and I think I just have one question in terms of, you know, you've probably worked with farmers, and what is some of the feedback that you're getting from the actual users or the farmers of the product?
Thank you so much. We are glad that RB once visited us just to capture the impact we are making. There is huge impact, and our clients themselves do testify the change that is being done because of our products and services. So we are happy that our products are increasing the yield at the rate of 50%. We are happy that compost is revitalizing, so we are happy that we are saving the climate by reducing CO2, by preventing the spread of crop disease, and so on. Thank you.
Just a quick one. So I think the product that you have is sounds very compelling in terms of reduction of fertilizers, increasing yields, higher resilience. But could you speak more to why it's different? Right? I imagine you're in a competitive landscape. You clearly have a superior product. How are you able to do it, and how in the future will you be different from other people who are going to go into that space?
Thank you so much. Our products speak themselves. Our production process is, for the certified seeds, assures the purity of all generations, from generation 1 to generation 4, the certified seeds that we distribute to the farmers. Our vermicompost as well are making a difference, and combination of these two products gives us uniqueness and increase the yield at the rate of 50%. For farmers, our end users of our products, they don't know about saving the climate. What they are looking for is the end result, which is yield increment. That's one from their end. For smart people like you, friends of environment, finance people, you even dig deep and understand the key impact we are making, saving our planet. That's our uniqueness.
Thank you, Isaac.
You're welcome.
In the interest of time, jury, I'm going to cut you short. If we have one last lingering question maybe for Isaac. We're good? Right. Thank you so much, Isaac, for the presentation.
Thank you so much.
Up next, we have Spider Beat.
Modern farming techniques, such that they can know what the plant needs and what volumes at what time, so that they can increase their yields. In that, there is efficient use of land and allows land restoration.
Hello, good morning, everyone. My name is Davis Mujila. I'm the CEO and founder of SpiderBit. Yes, we are SpiderBit. We are a tech company. We are an agri-tech company. We build software solutions to address society needs. Our flagship product is Shamba Assist. Is a farm advisory system. It's an IoT-based solution that is integrated sensors, weather station, mainly to help farmers monitor soil status, weather conditions, and of course, optimize resources like water and farm inputs. So the problems we're addressing We're addressing lack of real-time weather information and soil status, of application of fertilizer and runoff, poor farming practices, mismanagement of resources like water and farm inputs, and lack of precision farming. The whole thing is all about precision farmings. And of course, lack of remote monitoring of the farms. Sometimes we make unnecessary trips to the farms. Whoever have tried farming remotely, they know the challenges, the losses they've made. I made one, and I have to come up with a solution like this. So our solution, the problems we're addressing, the sensors, the chambers come with sensors that are plugged into the soil to monitor soil nutrients, soil status, let's say acidity of the soil, moisture, temperature, and of course the weather conditions, where we're capturing the weather conditions on the ground. And the chamber system also has integration options for weather forecasts that we collect from Meteo Rwanda and then feed into the system for farmers to receive updates on the weather conditions. But again, I'll give an example. If we have a weather station, let's say in Nyabugogo, and here it's raining, totally it's different. We have a different information from Nyabugogo, from the weather station, but here it's totally different. That's why we give farmers weather station to capture information in real time on the ground. We also automating farms in terms of irrigation, such as that you don't have to over-irrigate, because also over-irrigation, you are using a lot of water, that is over-watering, which eventually creates fertilizer runoff and nutrients leaching. This is how our solution looks like. The first one is for the open field or outdoor farms. At the top, it has a weather station. That is a solar panel for powering it for those that are very far from the on the grid, from the direct connection to the electricity. That is an indoor farm that has it doesn't have, of course, if it is a greenhouse, you don't have to put a weather station because the external environment is controlled. If you have electricity, then you have direct access. So once this information is captured, it is transmitted to a server and is accessible in the hands of a farmer or an agronomist. So this is the market size that we're looking at. Statistically, in Rwanda we have 3.5 farmers, 3.5 million farmers. So the serviceable market is based on the internet penetration in Rwanda. But again, we take, for those that have access to internet, we only take 5%. That goes up to 102,025 farmers. And then the serviceable market, we only take 10%, 5%. We assume that this one can afford the device, which is around 5,000. So if we're looking to scale up this solution, our target market first, and the first years, we're looking at only 5,000. And we shall be making, if we happen to cross 5,000 farmers on the platform, we shall be making 1.8 billion.
The time is up.
Billion. But
if you could maybe go to your ask, and then we give the jury time to ask you questions.
So we're asking 100 million from this fund to cover the devices. The capex will be 56%, and the operating expenses around 44%.
Thank you, Mujire.
Thank you so
the
much.
jury, the time is yours. We have 5 minutes to ask questions.
Oh my gosh, I'm going fast again. Thanks a lot for this, by the way. Very compelling product. Just a quick one, and this is, maybe you would have spoken to it, and this would be a good opportunity to just chime into that. After after the particular unit has identified these shortcomings in terms of soil moisture, in terms of irrigation, is there a relinkage to a market for them to actually buy a product? Because yes, it's one thing to say the soil requires an additional fertilizer, but it's also more essential to have a connection to the market. Is there something of that nature?
Sorry, I didn't get it very well. You mean where they can buy the product?
Yes, within the whole software element.
So, well, the platform itself is there to give guidance and information. The website is shambassist.com. You can access the information. However, it's a holistic process of assessing the business needs from the farm and then tailor a solution that is needed. If it is an out, then we have to first visit the farm. So, and then quantify what kind of a solution are they looking at. Is it an indoor? Is it an outdoor? Do they need to have, let's say, a weather station? Do they have to have, is it connected? Can you connect to direct access to electricity? So basically, if they go through our platform, then they can reach out to us. Of course, we raising this man as well to do awareness, which is a critical part. Most of the farmers are not aware of the technology and even its value.
And sorry, just a rejoinder, and what's the cost for one
Shamba Assist itself costs 1.6 million Rwandan francs. However, we are adopting a credit model whereby we give this solution to a farmer and then they pay in 20 months, paying only 80,000 per month. I don't know if I answered it.
Just continuing on that point, can you speak to the current traction that you have? So your existing customer base, your margins, and really the short-term vision you have. I think maybe if you touch on the business metrics a little bit more, it would help.
Yes. Currently, we have now over 17 Shamba Assist sites installed in Rwanda, and we're now, our revenue for the past year was 88 million Rwandan francs, and we look in the next 5 years. Out of, should we happen to raise the money we're raising today, by the 5th year, we shall have reached around 172 devices, all users, and we shall be generating 151 million per year. And that is a conservative approach. We're looking at trying to first adopt the credit model.
Okay. What do your margins look like right now?
Per the device?
Just whether it's on the device, your overall cost?
We charge a farmer 30,000 per month for support subscription, but then on the device we have around 20% margin.
Are you profitable today as a business?
Yeah, we are. Okay. As a business, as Spiderbit.
I think this is a really great solution that is timely, not only for Rwanda, but also the issues the farmers face of unpredictability and what automation and real-time information can do for them. So I have like 3 questions in one. Number one is, why just Rwanda? When you think about your scalability, why Rwanda? Why do you limit yourself when it's a technology that can be scaled up beyond? The second one, do you think the farmers are your only customers? When you look at your product really holistically, are the farmers your only, like, is there where you can make money? Where else do you think you can make money given the data that you're collecting? And then the third one, who are your competitors regionally or in Africa? And how can we get this solution to be better than them? Thanks.
So thank you. The first one is simple. So we're a Rwandan company, and of course Rwanda has been proven as a proof of concept for many solutions. And the fact that we're from here, then, is a good starting point. But initially we also have another e-commerce platform called Dihaho, connecting farmers, the buyers. So we're already on the market for the past 7 years. So on how we make money, yes, we make money from the farmer, but again, we also monetize this data. The farm input providers, they need to know which kind of inputs that is needed, which input that is not working, that should be produce buyers as well. We need to give them production prediction information, financial institution and insurance as well. Actually, once we tap into the credit model, we're bringing financial institutions to start even giving more farmers. We cannot reach 5,000 farmers with only just 100 million that we're raising today. So we make money from insurance companies, NGOs, research institutions, already working with Ines Rehengeri, we're working with UAL when they're conducting their research, and eventually maybe they even have to develop tailored courses around precision agriculture that is contextualized to the Rwandan context.
Thanks for questions, because we are already out of time. Just 10 seconds. Thank you.
So I think I do have one clarification in terms of the unit economics. Of your revenue, what percentage is on the device sales and what percentage does go to the subscription and maintenance fees?
Okay, in terms of...
the actual revenue of 88 million.
So, well, on the support, the farmers have to start paying the support fee instantly as soon as we give them the device. But the device, as I said, it costs 1.6 million Rwandan francs. So there is no allocation for support. As soon as they get the device, like today, the farmer, you buy it, the next month you start paying support fee. And there are two packages. One is 30,000 Rwandan francs for only support if we're not replacing the components. And of course, 60,000 if we're replacing even the components.
Sorry, just one last question, and apologies for this. You said you're already in the market.
Yes.
You already have 17 or so farmers.
Yes, yes.
What's the current performance rate in repayment using the
So,
current
well,
model?
actually when we started, we didn't start with the credit model, right? We started these farmers, they're only paying support. They're only paying support. So it was a fund, and these farmers were being funded by Research Innovation for Africa Systems. So it's a UK funded. So of course they were paying this completely for the mission. Sorry, I wanted to, just one, you say that competitors on the market, the competition we have today is that, the most competition we have is that farmers are not aware of this technology. They even have less knowledge. There are very few people on the market today with the leading in Rwanda. In the region, we have competitors like from Kenya. Some companies are doing this, but still, generally on the continent, it's very, very low. It's untapped market. Thank you.
Thank you, Mugire, for your presentation. Up next, we have Agro Enable. Also, I'm not going to be generous with time anymore. Thank you.
Here in Rwanda, 2/3 of our populations, we are still depending on farming. Many farmers are still struggling with soil problems and also limited resources. Our company turns agricultural waste, such as rice husk and maize husk, into bioorganic fertilizers, which has a benefit of improving soil health. Urban families and rural families are still using firewood and charcoals for cooking. So that's bring deforestation. That's why Agro-Enable, we're tackling those challenges by processing this waste into bioorganic fertilizers, has a benefit of improving soil health. Biochar briquettes, it gives families affordable option than firewood.
Thank you very much. My name is Marlon Shomeheno. I'm the COO of Agrenebo. I'm pleased to mention the founder is within the room. If you can wave to the audience, Ms. Martinoy. Thank you for the opportunity. Agrenebo is a company that addresses two major challenges, climate challenges. And these challenges revolve around agricultural waste. We convert agricultural waste into sustainable products that benefit the soil, but also at the same time they benefit the environment through giving respite to forests and deforestation. Now, in this agricultural waste, what we do, we produce biochar-based products, and these two products are targeting renewable energy, which is about biochar briquettes, and also agriculture input, which is actually which is improving crop production on the local market. Now, there are two major challenges here we're addressing. If you look at 90% of the Rwanda population rely on wood, and 99% of these in rural areas depend on wood fuel, and this drives deforestation. The second one, if you look at 50% of the farmlands, it is all soil, it's infested with soil acidity, and therefore it's critical that we address this. We address these two solutions with climate smart solutions, actually, which help this farmer to become more resilient. Now, these briquettes, if I further tell you about the briquettes actually help to save forests in a way that they are the direct alternative to cooking fuels. And the other thing is actually, through these briquettes, we are able to provide cleaner and healthier energies. Now, for the biochar fertilizer, these products help to increase production. And in the small space of land, you're able to generate up to even double the production from that space. Improve soil nutrients, also increase, the overdependence, it reduces the overdependence of chemical fertilizers, and making soils more healthier. Now, if you look at our market, we're looking at roughly 4 million farmers, and this is the driver. And we're looking at households roughly of 3 million households in Rwanda, and all these depend on this. And I believe all of you have charcoal stoves in the homes. Therefore, you need to really use alternatives to save the environment. Now, if you look at our customers, we are targeting of this, we are just targeting 7%. That's 2% of the households, of the farmers, and 7% of the service market of the farmers. We're looking at 50,000 if we scale up. The vision and the big goal is actually to grow our capacity. And this way, we're able to reach more farmers and make more Rwanda more resilient with these products, because they will use less chemical fertilizers, also giving more life to the soil. Also, we employing this with a team of 16, and by doing this, we're helping the environment save more plants if we use renewable fuels, whereby these who use them, we're looking at saving almost 4,100 hectares of land, and also we annually transition to 6.6 million trees saved. And this helps us to actually the carbon emissions. Now, further, there are socio-economic benefits, comes with the scaling, a lot of jobs are created. There's a lot of also, combustion, sequestering carbon. And our ask is that if you help us expand the capacity, we're able to reach more and scale up our adaptation solution to more Rwandans. Now, with this, if we increase, we're able to generate over 1.7 billion annually. With your help, we're able to reach farmers in a more sustainable way, and also increase the adoption rate in Rwanda. Thank you very much, and I hope I use my time very well.
Thank you, Marlon, for being the very first to use your time very well. A round of applause. You still had about 45 seconds to go. The jury, the time is yours.
Thank you for the presentation. I do have a few questions. So one would be in terms of the traction and the unit economics. I'm curious what your selling price looks like and what margins you're making. And then a second question would be from an impact lens, what is, how many farmers are you reaching? If you could stratify this in terms of the gender and the age at the youth brackets.
All right. Well, the traction, if you look at it, we're looking at reaching the 2%. This, we're able to serve the 2%, and that's transitions into about 50,000 farmers, whereby these farmers are able to apply our biochar to help them actually carbon the climate issues currently on the market. Now, the other question, if I got it correctly, is the pricing. We deploy a very interesting and innovative solution called pyrolysis, and this doesn't matter because we have a unified price, whereby it's 300 for biochar briquettes and 300 for, though that price is a lot, for the local farmers there. And the efforts we are looking at work within funders and also carbon credit to bring our products more cheaper. Because if we do more cheaper, we're able to reach more farmers, and this scaling up the adaptation capacity of us. Now, the capacity, we have a full capacity of 20,000 metric tons, but only utilizing about 20% of that. And this is why we're here to ask for the funds. I hope I answered the question.
Thank you for this presentation. I like that you have a mitigation solutions. You have two products, but I think because of the impact of what you seem to be doing, the expectations should be a little bit higher. I am confused to add to what my fellow judge was asking. How long have you been around? How much? What do you do in sales right now? What's the overall profitability for each of those two products? What's the performance like? What are the alternatives cost? Can you simplify it and sort of bring it down to basics so we have a sense of where you are right now, and then we can better understand where you're looking to go? I think that's what you focused on.
I understand. Thank you very much for the questions. Very interesting. Climate solutions are very heavily, require heavy investments. We've been in building since 2018, imagine. We've been operational for 2 years. So, and why? The technology we're looking at had to be customized to meet the local markets. So it calls...
Sorry, I'm going to cut you off. Keep it simple.
Yeah.
How much do you make on each of those two?
Yeah.
How much of it do you sell? Just keep it basic, because we don't have a lot of time and my fellow judges want to ask other things. I'm very curious. That's why I'm pushing you. Get to the point.
Yeah. Sorry. Because I just wanted to give you a little bit of background. But okay, currently we operating at 20%, and that transition about 2,000 metric tons annually. And actually from that we're able to generate between 78 million and 112 million annually. But this is not enough. We want to grow our capacity, reach more farmers. All that we sell is bought from the factory. We have not yet, and we sell our product through aggregation groups, like the cooperatives and agro processors. Yeah, they come and collect it from the factory. Yes, factory.
Just a quick one.
Yeah.
So the 50 kilogram or the 20 kilogram bag that you've shown there, against your competition, how much is that bag and what does it improve in the yield?
The beauty of our product, you only need 500 kgs per hectare. And if you look at the other solutions on the market, you need mega volumes, looking at around between 20 and 25 metric tons of compost. And the leaching rate is quite high. And with us, carbon stays longer and actually on top soils. And so you need lesser volumes, which is easier for the farmers. And
how much is a bag?
So a bag costs, it goes between 6,000, the non-activated, and also 9,000 deactivated.
And how much is the competition selling the other type?
If you look at the competitions, there are those that sell 20.
So when I say competition, I'm aware that you're the only company. So I'm talking about
We're the
other
only.
fertilizer
Yeah.
production solutions. What is the price against that?
If I'm to mention that, they can't compete with us because we offer, it's really, really cheaper compared to the chemical fertilizers on the market. And also, if you look at the volumes required to apply in 1 hectare, it's really mega. So if you look at 500 kgs compared to 20,000 spray, you see, in comparison, you see how much money you need to really service 1 hectare.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm a bit confused. So you sell the fertilizer and the bouquet at the same price?
Yes.
Okay. So there are very many solutions for bouquets on the market.
Yeah.
We have, you're probably like the 6th company I've heard doing it in different materials.
Yeah.
What makes your product unique? And also, is this the product you want to stay in, or do you think you're going to change like the inputs of how you make your product? Thank you.
Maybe I start looking at the demand. We still have a lot of demand that we need to meet. So for now, these are the 2 products we want to stay in. And why are we different from others? One, if you look at the briquettes we're offering, you do not require any additional technologies. If you look at my competitors bring or carry alternative kind of cook stoves, and yet farmers out there, they're unable to afford such cook stoves. For us, it's straight on, the direct alternative to cook stoves. So this way, we're able to actually offer a solution that actually meets the already available technologies on the market. You don't require additionals, and I hope this will be able to impact.
Thank you, Marlon. I am like the ushers in church. If you see me approaching, it's basically time to leave the stage. A round of applause for Marlon. If you are not ready to invest in agro-enable yet, at least buy from them. Don't cook your isombe and bishimbo with amakara. Are we good with that? Yes? Great. As we call upon our next speaker, Mubuga Bio Coffee. A quick reminder that you can do your presentation in Kinyarwanda or actually answer the questions in Kinyarwanda. We have so many Kinyarwanda English speakers in the room to help with the translation. Mubuga Bio Coffee, you ready? Great. You'll be standing here.
Mubuga Bio Coffee ikaba ari kampani ikora ubuhinzi bwa kawa. Nuko guhinga ino kawa bijyanye n'iminagukire y'igihe kubera ko ari ahantu h'imisozi hahanamye haba isuri hakaba n'igihe imvura yabuze ugasanga humye. Twatangiye guhinga rero ikawa y'umwimerere ako tuyivanga n'ibiti bishobora kuba byatanga igicucu, bishobora kuba byahagarika umuyaga ko n'ahantu h'imisozi miremire kandi bikaba byafata n'amazi bikaba byarwanya n'isuri. So ahamaze rero guhingwa byagaragaye yuko umusaruro wa kawa wiyongereye, aho ubona ko umusaruro wikuba kabiri ugenje n'ahandi hadahinze bino biti. N'igihe imvura yabuze tukaba twabasha kuba bya biti byafata amazi, byafata ubutaka, ndetse na ya mababi akomoka kuri bya biti akaba yahinduka ifumbire igafumbira ya kawa.
Good morning. My name is Emmanuel from Mubuga Bio Coffee. I'm CEO of the company. Mubuga Bio Coffee started in 2018 with the shareholders of 3 people, 1 woman and 2 men. Mubuga Bio Coffee, we grow and export organic coffee. So far we're working with 150 farmers on 300 hectares. As of now, we have planted 600,000 coffee trees with a target of planting 1 million trees next year. The mission of Mubuga Bio Coffee is to become a leading high organic coffee worldwide with a mission to produce a premium organic coffee. But we have a challenge. The challenge is soil erosion, drought, land degradation, and wind because the area is a high slope. But we came up with a solution. We want to do intercropping agroforestry with the coffee so that we can reduce the soil erosion, drought, and the wind. That is our solution. So, the business model, the way we work, through the local authorities, we mobilize the farmers, we make a workshop, then after we sign a contract, which is a contract farming, where the company and the partners, coffee farmers, we share the dividend on the harvest and export. The impact climate change as innovation we are bringing in is the microclimate regulation in the area, soil improvement, erosion control, increasing the number of birds and insects to control the diseases within the coffee plantation. As a social economic impact, this project we are going to create a job of more than 900 workers, where the 80% of workers will be youth and women. This is our management team ready to take the task with experience of more than 10 years in the business of coffee. So, we are here looking for the 100 million to perform these activities. There's purchase of trees, purchase of manure, nursery establishment and management, land preparation and planting trees, intercropping, and the management of planted trees, where 70% of money will go directly to the farmers through land preparation and planting. The projection you have as Muga Coffee, we're accepting the increase of 70% of production after intercropping in 5 years, and the sales of 10% in 5 years. Thank you for your kind attention.
Thank you so much, Emmanuel. That was a very good use of time. The jury time is yours.
Thank you for the presentation. I think I have 2 questions. So one is, I understand that you're working with different farmers and precisely 150 of them. But if you could tell us how, one, you're able to maintain the consistency and the quality of yield, because different farmers calls for different techniques or approaches. So how do you sort of like standardize the output from some of these farmers? And then 2, you know, there's competition out there in the market. And so what precisely makes your coffee different?
Thank you so much. Actually, the farmers are working together. For us as Muga by Coffee, we value their land. So we are the one who plant and manage everything for their land. So we do the contact farming, but we are the one who prepare the land, we are the one who plant and do everything. At the end, after the harvest and export, we share the dividend. But we are the one who manage the land to make sure that it is on the standard. For the, maybe, can you repeat again the second question?
Question was on competition. So,
yeah, so far we don't have competition. For example, if I can share with you, the last year the conventional coffee was only 5.7, but for us we have sold our coffee only $8. So far, when you compare the way we are doing our coffee, it is pure organic. So that's why the price is high. So far, so good in terms of competition in the market. Thank you.
Sorry, just a quick one. And this is going to the current purchasers of your coffee. You've mentioned that you're doing export-led.
Yes.
So could you just give us an understanding in terms of your revenue split between export and local consumption? Does it all go to export? Is it?
No, normally, 90% goes for export because it is a high premium product. And again, when you see now the culture and the background of Rwandan consumption, it is not high compared to abroad, but 10% goes to the local market on the high 5-star hotels and the high-end coffee shops.
And just a follow-up on that, you mentioned that you'll be planting trees here so as to cater to the current challenges that you're having from a climatic and regional standpoint. are we looking at a particular tree, horticultural tree, or it's a generic tree?
Actually, there are specific trees who have been tested and approved by the Rwanda Agriculture Board, who are able to do compatible with the coffee. Those are the Grevillea, Ariandra, and Resena among the trees we are going to intercrop with the coffee. And those trees, their leaves, when they fail, they make the humus, which becomes organic. And those Coriander specifically, they fix nitrogen. So when there's a drought, there is soil moisture because of the shade. And as you know, when you make the coffee, the trees around the coffee, the windbreak, which can reduce the pollution, it reduces. And we are going to use those trees to put the bees, which can increase the production and the quality of the coffee.
And just the last one.
Yes, please.
You mentioned $8 as a selling point.
Yes.
What's the production point? And in terms of, you just mentioned quite clearly that you expect the soil nutrients to improve because of the trees and also all these solutions that you're doing. Just give us an understanding as to how much of an improved yield we are looking at over the next 5 years.
Yeah, actually that's why we are here even to, it is one of the agricultural practices we have seen it is working. For example, the part where we have intercropped the trees with the coffee, the last season, for one tree, we harvested 4 kgs. Where there is no tree, we harvested 2 kgs. So it's like it has doubled the quantity per tree where there is the intercropping techniques we have presented to you. The margin? Yes, the margin, it is $2 per kg. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I have 2 questions. Where do you export your product to?
We export in Australia.
Australia?
Yes, please.
All your products go to Australia?
Yeah, because this is our second year of harvesting. So now the production is not big, but when we reach in the 5th and the 6th year, the production will be high.
Okay, and you have a steady market there, like the demand in Australia for your product?
Yeah, actually the demand is high compared to the supply we have as of now. Because like the one we exported has scored 78.27% of the quality, yet it was the first harvest. And the more you harvest, the more it becomes so sweet and the taste, the flavor, it is very high. So we expect even to increase more price in the coffee.
Okay, thank you so much. In your projections, there was a spike in 2026 of sales. When you go back, I don't know if you can go back, you projected your finances and there was a very high in net sales for 2026 and then it stabilizes. Is there a reason or is that like the harvest, the seasonality?
The reason is because we came here to get the fund. So when that's why we are here, yes. So when we plant those trees from December or January, that's why we're expecting to see the impact of intercropping those trees we have got from Fonerwa and the investment. Yes.
I love the honesty in the room.
Yes.
He means business, and we applaud for that. The time is up, but do we have one last 10 seconds question for him?
I like it. I think we have almost a brewing coffee crisis, no pun intended. You did say that you have no competition because you do organic coffee. Is that correct?
No, I said the competition are always there, but as of now, the way we are doing it, we don't have, the competition are there, but it doesn't affect our market.
I see. So if you get the money from the Green Fund, your projections are that you'll be able to get to 1 million new trees next year. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Do you have alternative sources that you think will be able to support you or fund you?
Yeah,
from traditional investors?
Because
given how profitable your segment is, the fact that you have a market in Australia, that you have a track record, can you speak to the other sources of funding and what your experience has been?
We shall keep planting trees, but in the different space compared to when we are funded. But because it has impact, one, on the environment and on our production, we shall keep doing it, but in different space. Because you know when you are supported, you speed up compared to when you are working on yourself.
Thank you. A round of applause for the money seeker. Thank you, Emmanuel, for your time. Are we still good on energy? Do we need to stand up and stretch? A burpee, maybe? No? All right, on to the next. We have Sakaza. Sakaza coming up. And I understand Francis will be helping us with translation. Great.
Sakaza Fruit Processing ni ikigo gikora divayi mu mbuto, ariko ibisigazwa aho kugira ngo tubijugunye bigende bijye kwangiza ikirere cyangwa se bijye kuba umwanda, ubwo twe turabifata tukabikoresha nk'ifumbire, aho ya fumbire ijya kongera umusaruro ariko ikanarengera n'iyangirika ry'ibidukikije biterwa n'ifumbire mvaruganda. Kampani yacu yaje kugira ngo igabanye iyangirika ry'ikirere, iyangirika ry'amazi n'iyangirika ry'ubutaka, ariko kandi yongere n'amafaranga abahinzi bunguka, igabanye igiciro abahinzi batangaga ku buhinzi bwabo kugira ngo babone izo mbuto.
Thank you. Ufite iminota 5 yo gupresenta, nawe baragira iminota 5 yo kukubaza ibibazo.
Mwaramutse neza. Hari umuntu n'umwe, hari imvugo y'abanyarwanda ivuga ngo gusubira ku isuka. Abanyarwanda bakunda kuvuga ngo umuntu yasubiye ku isuka. Nimwe hari wigeze asubira ku isuka? Muri 2019 inshuti yanjye yitwaga Gaspari. Inshuti yanjye yitwaga Gaspari yahawe amafaranga n'ikigo cy'imari ayashora mu buhinzi.
Gaspar invested in agriculture.
Agura ifumbire mvaruganda, agura imbuto z'indobanure, biramukundira, areza.
He bought fertilizers and seeds, certified seeds, and then he started planting.
Biramukundira, areza, ariko abura isoko ry'umusaruro we.
After harvesting, he couldn't access market.
Abura amafaranga yo kwishyura, aterezwa cyamunara.
Since he couldn't pay back, they had to seize back his land.
Nitwa Ngirabaca Anastase, ndi umuyobozi wa Sakaza Fruit Processing. Yatangiye muri 2021 ifite inshingano cyangwa se ifite intego zo guhangana n'ibibazo inshuti yanjye Gaspar yahuye nabyo hamwe n'abandi bahinzi ahagarariye. Kongerera agaciro inanasi tukazikoramo divayi ishobora kubikwa igihe kirekire.
So we add value in pineapple fruits.
Hanyuma ibisigazwa tukabikoramo ifumbire y'imborera yongera uburumbuke bw'ubutaka ikarengera.
Then the waste we convert them into compost that they use to increase applied as manure.
Kwabaye isoko rihoraho ku bahinzi dukorana nabo tubabonera isoko rihoraho kandi ryunguka.
We provide market for farmers and this permanent market.
Isoko dufite 70% by'abanyarwanda baba mu buhinzi, nukuvuga ko bakeneye ifumbire yacu kugira ngo bongere umusaruro.
Our market is that 7% of Rwandans are farmers and they need our manure.
Kuri ubu turakorana n'abakiriya dufite banywa divayi yacu ni 2,300 mu gihe dukorana n'abahinzi 78 bibumbiye mu makoperative.
We are working with 78 farmers and we serve to 2,376 clients. That's who consume our wine.
Turateganya kugeza divayi zacu mu turere 15 aho tuzaba dufite abakiriya 6,900 kandi tukazakora toni 175 mu gihe cy'imyaka 5 tugakorana n'abahinzi 1000.
We target to work with the 1,000 farmers and reach 6,981 clients in 15 districts in the coming 5 years.
Ikigereranyo cyacu cyo gukura kiri kuri 66%.
Our growth rate is 66.6%.
Aho dushobora kwinjiza miliyoni 145 ku mwaka.
So we can make 145 million francs per year.
Mu gucuruza kwacu cyese imwe tuyigurisha ibihumbi 11,500.
One crate of wine we sell at 11,500.
Hanyuma ifumbire yacu tukayigurisha ibihumbi 2 ku gafuka k'ibiro 25 ni ukuvuga 80 ku kilo.
So we sell our compost 8 francs per kg.
Impinduka twagize rero iyo wakoresheje ifumbire yacu,
the impact of our compost or manure,
ubutaka burarumbuka, nuhumanya amazi kandi nuhumanya n'umwuka,
water and air pollutions are controlled.
Na busharire bw'ubutaka,
and we also there is no soil acidic in the soil,
na myuka wohereza mu kirere ngo icyangize,
and then there is no emission in the air.
Umuhinzi wakoranye natwe ashobora kwizigamira ibihumbi 300 byibuze ku kwezi.
So the farmer that works with us can at least save 300,000 per month. So we have created 38 jobs. So we have reduced post-harvest loss for pineapple at least 60%. Above 78 farmers have really made profit, from working with us.
Iyi ni taburo igaragaza uko tuzinjiza amafaranga kuri divayi n'ifumbire guhera muri 2025.
This table shows how we are going to make money from organic fertilizer and selling wine.
Turaka miliyoni 100.
So we are asking 100 million francs.
Aho zizadufasha kongera umusaruro mu byo dukora.
That's going to increase our capacity.
Kongera ubushobozi bw'abakozi.
Building capacity for our employees.
Kugura ikinyabiziga kizadufasha kugera ku masoko ari kure no kwamamaza ibikorwa byacu.
Buying trucks and marketing.
Ndakoze.
Thank you.
This is our team. Iyi ni ikipe yacu dukorana aho ifite uburambe n'ubumenyi.
This is our team that's working together that has experience in implementing big projects.
5 minutes for a Q&A. 5 minutes for a Q&A.
Thank you.
Akoze cyane. Icyo gikorwa cyo gufasha abahinzi ku bintu bijyanye na post harvest losses ni ikintu kiri very important, ariko nagira ngo kigarukeho kugira ngo twumve neza impact. Uko nabibonye revenue yawe nyinshi turuka mu kugurisha wine, agace gato kakaba ariko kava mu kugurisha fertilizers. Hari aho wari wavuze ngo farmers utuma basaving 300 ku kwezi. Abo ngabo uvuga ntago ari abagura fertilizers ariko nabagurisha inanasi.
Yego, hari abagurisha, kuvuga ngo dukorana n'abahinzi mu byiciro bibiri. Hari abahinzi tugurira inanasi, hari n'abahinzi tugurisha fertilizer. Akeshi abahinzi baduhaye inanasi basubizayo ifumbire. Ni kuvuga ngo 300 ashobora kubyizigamira mu buryo bubiri. Iyo twe dukorana n'abahinzi mu gihe ubundi mu busanzwe umuhinzi akenera umukomisiyoneri ugenda akajya kugura inanasi mu murima akazizana akazigeza ku isoko kuri market Kigali, noneho yazigeza ku isoko nawe akiyongereraho amafaranga. Niba inanasi iri kugura hano 600 hano mu mujyi usanga umuhinzi yayitangiye 300. Ni ukuvuga ko hagiyeho amafaranga yagiye atakaraho ngaho. Niba ari toni y'inanasi utanze ku kwezi, twe iyo tugiye kuzifata tumuhera ku giciro kiri hano ku isoko. Ni ukuvuga ko we hari 300 ahita azigama kubera ko yakoranye natwe. Ayandi mafaranga akayabika mu gihe twamuhereye ifumbire ku mafaranga makeya, kubera ko n'ubundi ibisigazwa bari ibintu twakamenye cyangwa se twagatakaje ariko tubibyaza umusaruro tukabibahera make ya fumbire tukayibahera amafaranga ku giciro 80 ku kilo ku buryo nyine abasha gusevinga cyangwa se kubika ayo mafaranga.
Ibyangirika hari aho bavuze ngo 60% niyo yari spoilage. Ibyo ubimitigating gute? Nuko mugura kare igituma iyo post harvest loss iba reduced ni iki mukora?
Ubundi impamvu imbuto zangirika akenshi zerera rimwe. Iyo zereye rimwe rero abakiriya baba nabahari kuko hariho igihe mu isoko imbuto mukazibura ariko hakaba hariho n'igihe ujya ku isoko ugasanga imbuto ni nyinshi ku isoko. Icyo gihe iyo zereye rimwe akaba nta buryo bundi bwo kuzibika nta buryo bwo kuzihunika zirabora. Mu gihe twebwe isoko tuba dufite turazifata tukazihinduramo divayi yo ntago yangirika dushobora kuyibika igihe kirekire. Vuba twe nta kibazo cyo kuvuga ngo umusaruro wabaye mwinshi ko n'ubundi uraza tukawuhinduramo divayi ntago ushobora nyine uko isaza niko igenda irushaho kuryoha ntago dufite ikibazo.
The question I've been asked is that you present that the farmer you're working with, they're making at least they're saving 300,000, and then he asked how. He said that there is no commission in terms of pricing, so they work directly with farmers. When there is an intermediate between, they make a margin, which makes farmer lose money. So working with them direct, they are able to save 300,000. He asked another question about the post-harvest loss, how they do it. He said that when they have marketing working with them, they don't really waste time there between, and when they harvest, they go and pick and they produce, so there's no spoilage there. So that's the point he was trying to explain. Thank you.
Nanjye nababaza murakoze cyane Anastase. Mukorera hehe mu Rwanda?
Mukorera ubusanzwe icyicaro cyacu kiri mu karere ka Kicukiro mu murenge wa Masaka muri Masaka Business Incubation Center, ariko abahinzi dukorana nabo akenshi n'abahantu hera imbuto mu karere ka Ngoma mu murenge wa Mugesera niho abahinzi benshi baturuka. Noneho abo duha ifumbire bo dushobora guha n'abandi atarabaduha inanasi bonyine dushobora duhabo muri Masaka n'ahandi hatandukanye.
So you're saying that where are they operating from?
Ubu turakorera nka divayi zacu ziri mu turere zimaze kugera mu turere dutanu.
So is he asking where they operate, their factory is? He's saying in Kichichiro districts, and he works with farmers who are based in Ngoma, where they are growing pineapple. And in terms of selling the manure, he said to the same farmer, but also other farmers.
None icyanyuma kuki wahisemo inanasi ni ikihe gihingwa kindi mwakoresha tuvuge habaye irindi soko ry'inanasi aba bahinzi batabashije kuyiguha, hari ubwo mwakora iyi divayi mu kindi?
Ni ukuvuga ngo nk'ubu dukora divayi mu nanasi nizo zibanze cyane kubera ko ni nacyo kinyobwa. Divayi y'inanasi tuyifitiye ibyangombwa bya RSB, dufite SMAC, ariko dufite n'indi divayi ikorwa mu matunda yitwa Verite mwayibonye hariya, ariko yo impamvu tutayipresenta ntabwo turayibonera ibyangombwa bya RSB. Ni ukuvuga ngo ibyo nabyo dushobora kubikora yaba n'imyembe yaba n'iki kintu cyose cy'imbuto twayikoramo divayi nziza kandi iryoshye.
She asked that suppose that you don't get enough supply of pineapple, do you have any other alternative? We said yes. They're also producing passion fruits wine, but they say that because they don't have Rwanda Standard Board certificate, that's why they're not pitching passion fruits. But it's saying the technology they have, they can produce wine from different fruits.
10 seconds for one last question.
Maybe if he could walk us through the process of the wine production.
Watubwira uburyo ukora inanasi, utangira ukuntu bitangira hanyuma kugera aho tubona wine.
Divayi yacu rero kugira ngo ibe nziza ihera mu murima. Dufite
So to have a good wine, we start from the farm.
Niba dufite abahinzi bakoresha ifumbire y'imborera, tukuvuga ko baduha ibikoreshwa by'ibanze byiza tukabigeza ku ruganda. Tubigejeje ku ruganda, imashini irakamura ikavanamo umutobe, hanyuma umutobe ugatekwa, wamara gutekwa ukajya mu rutariro wamara kujya mu rutariro
So you say
tukabona divayi.
they collect from the farm, and particularly for the farmer they're working with, they're using, organic manure, and then they bring the farms. When they reach the factory, they peel, and then they extract the juice.
Hanyuma ibisigazwa tukabishyira muri compost, byamara kubora tukabipackaging cyangwa se tukabishyira mu mifuka bikaba ifumbire y'imborera ariyo twongera tukagurisha.
So they extract the juice. There is a boiling side, and there is also a cooling side, and it takes a number of days to have a wine. So the waste, they put it in sacks, and then they keep for a number of days to have organic manure.
Thank you.
Peter, you have a question?
Because one of the key drivers for their revenues is the wine. Yeah.
Afite ikibazo ko ikintu gituma amafaranga wiyongera cyane ni wine.
Could we understanding as to where they sell the wine and also that particular market? How robust is it, and the like?
Watubwira isoko ryawe rya wine uko rimeze n'ukuntu ari rigari.
Kuri ubu ngubu uko twabigaragaje hariya abakiriya bacu ba divayi ni 2,300.
As I have presented, our client right now is 2,300 for wine
Bari
clients
mu turere dutanu.
in 5 districts.
Any Anastas? I don't know about you, but so far I have where to source for briquettes, organic coffee, good wine. Solutions are coming. We're calling up next Banner Bag. A round of applause as she comes on the stage.
My name is Giselle Teta, and I'm the founder of Banner Bag, an innovative venture established in 2022. Banner Bag manufactures and produces eco-friendly glow bag made from waste carton. In 2022, we began our journey to eliminate polythene bags by creating glow bags made from banana fibers. However, after sales and usage, we discovered that these glow bags often decomposed prematurely before the plants reach full maturity, which became a significant issue. Determined to find a last solution, we explored using nonwoven fabric glow bag as an alternative. While these were biodegradable and environmental friendly, they proved to be too expensive for most farmers, making them an impractical option. So the problem we want to solve is that people throw away used polythene bags into landfills, often where crops are grown. These bags break down into tiny pieces called microplastics, which damage the soil and makes it less fertile. After realizing that the two alternatives, using banana fibers and nonwoven fabric, were not viable long-term solution, we continued searching for a better option. Eventually, we developed a glow bags made from waste cartons, which have proven to be both sustainable and effective.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. My name is Giselle Teta, and I'm the founder of Banner Bag. So Banner Bag was founded in year 2022, where we started our journey by, we had an aim of removing polythene bag in agriculture sector. So we started our journey by using banana fibers to make a glow bag, but later on we found that most of the time it could decompose before the plant reached full maturity. So we moved to using nonwoven fabric to make a glow bag, but later on we found that it was too expensive to most of our farmers. So currently we are using waste carton to make a grow bag, which is more sustainable and effective. So the problem we are trying to solve is that most of the time farmers, after using the polythene bag, they usually throw it away in the landfill, which end up releasing microplastic into the soil and end up causing soil degradation and soil infertility. So the solution we are bringing here today is that we are providing eco-friendly biodegradable grow bag, and we are reducing waste by recycling carton, and we are helping farmers to improve soil fertility. So our mission is that we exist to empower farmers with an innovative grow bag that promotes sustainable agriculture. So our market size goes, the total variable market equals to 4 million USD annually. So our growth strategy for the next year of 2025, we are expecting at least to work with 2,000 farmers, and we are expecting to reach 183 million Rwandan francs as revenue with 20% of growth rate, and we are hoping to add more partnership in terms of providing marketing and everything. And we are also hoping that next year 75% of our employment will be youth and women. So our business model is that in 1 kilogram of waste carton, which costs 100 Rwandan francs, we can make 35 pieces of grow bag per kilogram, and which will give us a revenue of 1,050 if we sell 1 grow bag at 30 Rwandan francs. So this is our team. I myself with experience in business development. Emmanuel Samuel with a bachelor degree in global challenge. Diane with a bachelor degree in conservation of agriculture, and Pascal, who holds a CPA in accountant. So our business impact is that we are providing employment through production. We are providing employment to the local through production and distribution, and we are also providing impact on climate change by supporting sustainable farming adaptation and reducing carbon emission by using recyclable carton. So we are here today asking 92 million Rwandan francs, which half of them will go through machinery of production, of using in production, and renting of warehouse, the place for operation, land for building different nurseries, and raw materials. So if we're able to manage to get more partnership, we are hoping to reach a revenue of 915 million Rwandan francs by the end of 2029. So thank you so much. I would allow any questions.
Thank you very much. I like it. It seems like a good product, but can you also shed light on whether it's also a good business, right? You talked about the unit economics of your product, but what are farmers currently using? What does that cost? What's been your experience in reaching them? What do you anticipate it will cost you to scale and reach more farmers? And the second question I'd have is the process or the technology of developing this particular product? What is the defensibility of it? In 1 year, in 2 years, if this takes off, if this is competitive, it's obviously good for the environment. Will other people go into that space? Are you the sole, manufacturer of this? Can you speak to that?
Okay, thank you. So the first question was about
the alternatives that farmers are using. What do they cost?
Okay, currently they are using a polythene bag, which are made from plastic, and it's damaging soil, as I have said. But they are buying it on a cheaper price, but our price is also competitive, because not only we are giving them this biodegradable grow bag, but this can decompose in the soil and become the part of the manure. Means that the price means that using this, it doesn't need to use manure or anything. Yeah, it's like buy one and get two. Like you are getting a grow bag and manure at the same time, because we add a chemical that allows this to grow, to decompose its own self. So on the second question, the technology we are using is basically the machine we are using in terms of transforming waste carton to a grow bag. And we are expecting competition, of course, because competition also can encourage you to do more things to make your product better.
Just building up from that, I think there was a question in terms of the partnerships that you're forming here. You really mentioned there too. One of the key driving factors for you to have such a kind of financial growth is actually those partnerships. So as you continue to, clearly the product is very resilient and it actually improves performance on the ground. Could you just give us a flavor or a sense as to how you want to do that? I know it's going to be through cooperatives. Just explain to us the actual execution approach as to how you will actually expand via those partnerships you've mentioned.
Okay, so currently we have two partnerships, as I mentioned. Holeco, one is Holeco, which is giving us access to work with 2,000 farmers around Kigali. So we are hoping that in order to increase the awareness of using this biodegradable grow bag, we reach to different NGOs, government institutions that could help us to get in contact or to connect with more farmers, and we are hoping that it will increase our market. Yeah.
And sorry, just to build up on that, is there a target crop which you're looking to put in that particular bag?
Not really. Like this grow bag, you can plant any kind of plant, like especially green pepper, tomatoes, avocados, and even these people who are growing flowers can use it, because we have different shapes and sizes.
First maybe a comment. I like the different iterations you've had of the product, from the banana to the non-woven fabric and now this carton. So I think it really shows that it's a more fit for purpose product that has been tried and tested with the market or the users. One question, maybe two. So one is, you've mentioned that you're buying the waste carbon for about 100 francs. And you can get 35 bags for about 10-50 francs. So what is your average production cost at that point, and what margins are you making? And then a second question is, where are you sourcing the carbon?
The carton. Yeah, so we are sourcing it in different industries because most of the time industries have waste carton because they usually buy their raw materials or their ingredients and it's coming packaging in carton and those cartons become their waste. So that's why we are sourcing them there by having partnership with them. And the margin we are making is that if 1 kilogram of waste carton can give us 35 pieces, means that we will get a revenue of 1,050, which is quite in profit, but we're also expecting the price of our grow bag to go low because if we are expecting that if we get the machine and everything, we might reduce to the in terms of cost of production.
Thank you for your time and for your presentation. A round of applause. I love the innovation in the ideas that I'm hearing today. I'm also using this opportunity to kindly request you to keep your calm as the person presents, as they're being asked questions. Let us not dilute the answers, right? We're going to take the next presenter and then we'll take a quick, short 2-3 minutes break. Understand people might need to stretch. Shami fruits and then we'll take a break. So if we could keep our calm for the next 10 minutes. Thank you. Shami fruits. A round of applause.
Twatekereje ko twakora igihingwa cy'inanasi hanyuma bitandukanye n'ubwo tubona dufata icyemezo cyo kuzumisha. Muri uko kuzumisha rero haza kuvamo no kuba twakora ifu yazo. Akamaro k'ifu y'inanasi ni ukuvuga ngo aho umuntu atabasha kwigondera ji ihenze yaza iwacu tukamuha ifu y'inanasi akayikora mo ji akanywa nk'uwanyoye ji ihenze. Ikindi bisigazwa by'inanasi umwanya umwe byavamo ifumbire ubundi bikaba byavamo ibiryo by'amatungo ariko twe dufokasinze ku biryo by'amatungo kurenza kubikoramo ifumbire kandi tubona ko bishobora kuzagirira abantu benshi akamaro.
Murakoze cyane. Nitwa Uwingabiye Chantal, ndi umwe mu bashinze kampani yitwa Shami Fruits. Shami Fruits ikorera mu karere ka Ngoma, umurenge wa Zaza.
My name is Chantal. I am one of the founders of Shami Fruits. We operate from Zaza.
Turi abanyamuryango babiri cyangwa se abanyamigabane babiri. Mugenzi wanjye yahaguruka akabasuhuza Uwimbabazi Joseline.
We are two co-founders. Joseline is in the room as the second co-founder.
Duhinga kuri hectare 10 tugahingaho inanasi ariko dufite n'abandi bahinzi dufatanya amasezerano yo kubagurira umusaruro w'inanasi bagera kuri 450 na ku 450 harimo abagore 300 n'abagabo 150 harimo n'urubyiruko.
We currently have 10 hectares of land that we use for the production of pineapple, but we also source from 450 farmers. 300 of them are women.
Kampani yacu rero twatangiye duhinga inanasi ariko tuza guhura n'ibibazo by'ihindagurika ry'ikirere dusanga tutabonaho umusaruro kenshi ukadupfira ubusa duhitamo icyo nakwita guhanga gashya ko gukora inanasi tukazumisha izindi tukazikoramo ifu.
Due to climate change, we experienced post-harvest loss of pineapple, and from there we got an idea to make dried pineapple.
Twatangiye mu mwaka wa 2022 aho twagurishaga inanasi ku masoko asanzwe ariko ubu turagurisha mu masoko Ramani n'ahandi hatandukanye muri iki gihugu. Ntabwo turabasha kugera ku isoko mpuzamahanga ariko dufitanye amasezerano n'abantu bo mu mahanga bashobora kutwemerera kwakira uwo musaruro.
We started selling on local markets in 2022, but we are now extending to cafes like Laman, and we have hopes to extend to international market.
muri uyu munsi rero twaje gusaba aya mafaranga kuko nubwo twamaze kubaka uruganda hari aho tutaragera. Dufite uruganda rurimo imashini zitandukanye ariko turifuza kongeramo byibuze imashini ibasha gutonora inanasi nibasha gusya, tukongeraho icyuma cyabasha kuzumisha n'imirasire y'izuba kugira ngo tubashe guhangana n'ihindagurika ry'ikirere.
The reason we are here today is to request funds to increase our production by buying machines that can help us in peeling and drying pineapple.
Muri make ndumva nagarukira ahangaha, turahari icyo mwatubaza twabasubiza. Ndi kumwe na bagenzi banjye ushinzwe bari bambajije ngo nkomerezeho ngo minota ndacyayifite. Turasaba miliyoni 100 arizo zadufasha gukora bya bindi byose twavugaga.
Our ask is 100 million to help us expand our production.
Murakoze cyane.
Questions?
Murakoze. Nakunze presentation yawe ariko nkuko yarabivuze wari urangije kare. Tuvugishije nk'abaterankunga ariko wanatuvugisha nk'abashoramari ukatwumvisha iyo product nshyashya mukora wenda igurishwa ite, abayigura nibande, ese demand irahari, ama revenue mufite kugeza uyu munsi nayibonye hari ariko ntabwo wabivuzeho, profits mu making zihagaze zite, tubwire kuri business naho ugira icyo tubwira.
Murakoze cyane. Turiho nabibabwiye ko turiho duhinga kuri hectare 10 kumisha inanasi zikagumana umwimerere wazo, ntabwo tuzikamura. Izo mashini dukoresha zirabika inanasi ntabwo zizikamura, hanyuma mu kiro kimwe cy'ifu kiba kivuye mu biro 18. Mu biro 9 by'inanasi mbisi havamo ikiro kimwe cy'inanasi zumye, hanyuma ikiro kimwe tukakigurisha 18,000.
Pacific asked about the revenue model. Who are the buyers for the new product, the dried pineapples, and what does it take to get to the dried pineapple? Chantal's answer was from ibiro 9.
Ibiro 9 by'inanasi mbisi bitanga ikiro kimwe cy'inanasi zumye.
Mukabigurisha
18,000. Ikiro kimwe kigurwa 18,000.
So out of 9 kilograms of pineapple, they get 1 kilogram of dried pineapple, which they sell at 18,000 Rwandan francs.
And just building up from that, because one of the key attributes for this business is actually having a constant supply of pineapple. Now, on the 10 acres that is already yours, and plus the contract farmers, which I believe you mentioned for 50, are you doing anything on the farm to increase the productivity of the pineapple?
Kuri za hectare 10 mufite na baba hinzi 450 mukorana, kubera ko icyo mukeneye kugira ngo umushinga wanyu ukomeze ni production ihoraho y'inanasi. Hari icyo mubafasha cyangwa namwe mukora kugira ngo mwongere production y'inanasi?
Yego, abahinzi dukorana nabo turabahugura tukabereka uburyo bagomba guhinga badakoresheje amafumbire mvaruganda, tugakoresha ifumbire y'imborera kuko bituma inanasi igira umwimerere wayo, hanyuma tukanabafasha kubona byibuze ayo mafumbire y'imborera. Dufite ifamu y'inka ariko nanone turateganya ko muri bya bishishwa by'inanasi bizajya bisigara tuzajya tubikoramo ifumbire ikagaruka igakora nka biogaz, ariko nanone na bimwe mu bisigazwa byasigaye bikongera bikagaruka muri ya mirima, kuko urebye abo bahinzi bose n'abatuye mu murenge wa Zaza na Mugesera, abaturanyi bacu ba bugufi ku buryo baza gutwara ifumbire bitagoranye.
They currently train the farmers on how to use organic manure by also providing the organic manure from their farm. They have cows, but they're also planning on using the remainings from the pineapple as they decompose to be organic manure.
Mwaramutse. Wenda sinzi nimba ari njye utari kumva neza product yanyu izi nanasi mwumishije ni nazo zifu cyangwa hari izumye ubundi hakaba n'ifu ku ruhande?
Izi zumishije ziragaruka zikavamo n'ifu, iyo fu ikaba yakoreshwa ku buryo na wa muntu utabasha kugura muri ya ma supermarket abasha kubona iyo produit kandi akayirya ari umwimerere. Ni zizamwe ifu ukongera ukayishyira mu mazi ukanywa nk'uko turiho tunywa ji hano.
So muri make mufite produit ebyiri, wagurisha umuntu inanasi zumitse ariko mukazanabasha gukora ifu.
Yego, tukabasha gukora ifu. Nasaba mugenzi wanjye twagendanye akabazanira iyumishije mukumva uko imeze.
Mu gihe ari kuza nashaka no kubaza inanasi zose muhinze n'izo muguze kuri aba bahinzi muhita muzitransforminga cyangwa muracyagurisha fruit uko zimeze ari naturel?
Dufite izo twatangiye kugurisha.
Maybe as she shows the dried pineapple, her question was, do they have two products? Because she also mentions flour. Now she's saying from the dried pineapple, they can also get the flour that people can just dilute in the water and have pineapple juice.
Uyu munsi produit y'ifu ntago turayigeza ku isoko kuko ntago turabasha kubona imashini izisya, ari nayo mpamvu twaje ahangaha kugira ngo tubashe kuyibona. Ntabwo byari byoroshye kubona imashini zose, ariko kugeza ubu dufite iyo mashini yumisha, izo turazikora uyu munsi zirahari ziri ku isoko.
So currently what they have on the market is the dried pineapple, and the reason why they're here today is part of the ask is to also get a machine that can help transform them into flour, so they can now have two products on the market. We are out of time, so in the interest of time, if there is no last question, I will thank Chantal. Are we good? Great. Chantal, mwakoze cyane.
Mwakoze cyane.
It is 11:34. I am giving you a strictly 2 minutes break. So 11:36, we should be back in the room. If anybody wants to step out, if anybody wants to stand up and stretch, a quick phone call, we have 2 minutes. I will encourage the presenters to remain in the room so that they don't go too far. We'll be back in 2 minutes. Thank you. I told you I am taking time. Hi, if you could please come back. The 2 minutes are up. I'm sure you can hear me, so please come back. Can we go back to our seats? Can we please be seated and proceed? Francis, please tell people to come back. You're the only person I can identify by name. Tell people to come back. Like I said before, if you're not seated in the next 10 seconds, you're going to dance your way to your seat. Murabyina mpaka mugeze aho mwari mwicaye. Vous allez danser jusqu'à ce que vous êtes assise. I can speak more than one language, so please, you will not have an excuse if you did not hear me. I am starting my countdown. If you're not seated, you are dancing. I can see Dominique Savio, you are not sitting. I sound like the Isuzu lady now. People, can we please sit? Please, Dominique, Savio, if you can be seated with the people next to you. Do we have at least the next presenter? In the interest of time, please let's all be seated so we can resume. I'm going to hand over to the next presenter. I hear people call her Queen Bee. Let's hope there's not going to be a lawsuit with the self-appointed Queen Bee. We good? Okay.
Hello. We are beekeepers. We work with women farmers and encourage them to plant trees that are loved by bees. We are looking forward to get to install a solar cold storage in one of the beekeeping and get it centered for the collection of all honey so that the honey can keep the same temperature before it gets to the distribution channel.
You have 5 minutes to present and 5 minutes for a Q&A. Ready when you are.
Hello, good morning everyone. My name is Jen Sheila Uibona. I'm the CEO and founder of Ubuntu Women Farmers with a flagship of Sheila's Honey, the product that you see here. We're branded. I guess everyone knows about Sheila's Honey, and some of you have bought Sheila's Honey. Our business model, consider. Our business model is to promote, first is to promote the cultivation of climate resilience trees. We work along with women bee farmers and more than 100 women
maybe if you could hold
farmers.
For the presentation.
Can't see it. I can't see it.
It's coming, sorry.
So we have so far 10 groups of women bee farmers that we're working together. They're all like 100 women bee farmers. And we are trying to, so we produce, process, and sell raw honey and 11 flavored honey, which are those you are seeing on the screen. And our market is local, hotels, restaurants, and airlines. And exports, China, Japan, and EU are on the way. But the markets are facilitated by RICA, Minicom, and NAEB. So the development impact is to create and protect jobs for the next projection. We will protect jobs of 30 new jobs, especially to vulnerable group. You can see it. It's not. So our solutions to the problems that are the bees that are disappearing in the world, not only in Rwanda, is to try to fight against the bees disappearing with a solution, a smart solution, which is a smart beehive. It's a smart beehive sensor that will protect bees, and then we help beekeepers to know through phones or smartphones to understand that there's a problem in the beehive. And we're also planning to train women farmers into beekeeping. And as we do so, we are also planning to have a warehouse in a central location nearby Kigali, whereby we will also have our smart storage, okay? The solar power usage, which is only not the solar power on electricity, and the solar power storage as well that will help us to keep the high quality of honey. So the Ubuntu Women Farmers is keen on a strong extended market based with potential for further development. So we are, our turnover today is 15%, and we are growing from 15 to 25% with the exports. That's our gross, yeah. So our mission is, our mission is to promote sustainable beekeeping practices, because most of beekeepers do not have technicity of harvesting or the whole process of the beekeeping, and deliver the high quality honey using the smart technology solutions. Yes, and this is our team, the management team. It's me, the CEO, and the marketing manager, and the financial manager who is with me here, and the foods and quality manager from the production and processing. Thank you. Okay. So, Ubuntu Women Farmers is planning to plant first the trees, 1 million trees this year, whereby the bees could go and pollinate and stop dying into other crops that are being pesticized. We all know that most of farmers, they are using pesticides on tomatoes or on other crops. So this is what we are fighting in order to get a lot of quantity of honey. and the best honey. And we all know that bees, without bees, there's no reproduction. Thank you.
Just 2 quick questions. You've mentioned you want to move from 500 to 1,000, right? 1,000 farmers. Now, just give us an understanding how you're going to do that, because I'm assuming you're not going to begin purchasing land. So are you going to begin renting space for the beehives on existing land? So how are you going to create that expansion on a low-cost scheme, while at the same time also ensuring that basically the plants which you're referring to are the right ones for the bees to actually produce the right amount of honey?
No, we already have lands, and as we work in the whole country, so we are planning to have the storage, the smart storage, on one of the bee farm that is nearby in Kigali or Kamonyi, and have all the honey collected and get to the bee farm, to the nearby bee farm. And this is where we are trying to have also the smart beehive sensor. So it's been developed by the University of Rwanda. So we are trying to have that as well, because most of the time the beekeeper will go like after 6 months, 6 weeks, 6 days in a week, and find out that the bees, they are dying, or there are some insects that have attacked them. So they don't have time to, they don't stay there. So we need something to monitor the bees issues. So the sound, as many beekeepers, they know when the sound of a bee is changing, they know there's a problem. So this is what we are trying to have in the bee. We don't need to have in only one bee, but we can have it installed in the center of the bee farm, and then control all the bees around. And we are also trying to have that storage at the same place, because we found out that the storage will help in the quality of the honey if the temperature remains the same. Because most of the time when the honey is coming from the bee farms that are very far, transporting them also reduce some kind of quality of the honey. So this is why we're going to use the smart storage.
One question from me. I notice in the needs of the 100,000, so on the working capital, you've mentioned working capital and operational losses during factory ramp-up. Maybe you could talk a bit about these operational losses, and does it mean that you're actually costing them into your costs on the need for the working capital?
Beg your pardon? Could you repeat what?
So you've mentioned that you're looking at 10 million for working capital and operational losses during the factory ramp-up. So if you could talk a bit about what these operational losses are, and that you're including them as a cost component. Why is that so, really?
So the operations losses are mostly the shipping, the packaging that is missing in Rwanda. And we all know is a huge challenge for business people. So while we are bringing the packaging, let me say that these jars, I've ordered it from China, and today they will come here at almost the same price of what I bought it from China. So it's a lot of money. I bought them 10,000, cost me $4,000, no, $3,000, and I'm supposed to pay the shipping costs $3,500. So this is where we have a challenge, but we are trying to see how we can recycle what we have as a solution in Rwanda, to adapt in that way so that we can cut those costs.
Sorry, just picking up from that, because clearly you've got local consumption market and export market, as you've mentioned, and you've shown us premium packaging. So could you just give us an understanding in that how much the cost of your typical honey against your competition, and then that for the export market, and currently how is the current performance so far?
You mean the cost from the products and the packaging?
So the infused honey you're holding, there's a competitor, I'm assuming. So how much are you selling that particular jar of honey that you have in your hand as we speak?
Okay, this is the pure honey, so it's a bit complex to explain the market of which flavor or not, because all the 12 flavors, they are loved. And sometimes it depends on countries, such as Arabic countries, they believe in black seed honey. So sometimes they're ordering only black seed. When you get to this West African markets, they want chili honey, garlic, all those spiced honey. So it's a bit complicated to explain which one, but the most one that goes is the pure honey though, because pure honey is requested in most countries, such as European Union. With RICA, this is what they want. This is what they took for test, lab tests. So in Europe, in Japan, they are requesting only the pure honey, which is organic.
Thank you. Thank you, Queen Bee, for your presentation.
Thank you.
Up next, we have Noor Nation.
Noor Nation is a Rwandan startup that offers energy and water access to agricultural solutions in Rwanda. Our flagship product, the Lifebox, has 3 key features: 24/7 electricity access to farms and households, water pumping and water purification solutions. And these key features that we offer in our solution include modular design, so we can make systems that will vary depending on the size of the farm. We have replacement of diesel dependencies, which has a great impact on the environment. We also offer remote monitoring through IoT technology. Our solar irrigation as a service offers an installment payment, pay-as-you-go payment solution, increasing access to modernized, mechanized irrigation solutions, allows them to overcome financial barriers of adopting this new solution, allows us to increase crop yield by up to 40%, and also allow farming community to create more jobs, especially young jobs, by incentivizing more young people to enter the farming industry.
We have 5 minutes to present and 5 minutes for a Q&A.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Junior. I'm the country lead for Noor Nation Rwanda. We are manufacturers and developer of sustainable solar power and water pumping services for farming communities in Africa. We all know that the biggest challenge that farmers have in Africa is that they're heavily reliant on rain-fed irrigation. And since we've been seeing the impact of global warming with decreased rainfall patterns, it has significantly reduced agricultural outputs and food security. Now, let's meet Omar. Sorry, technology is not playing with me. Omar is a farmer in Egypt. He's in a very remote area, and he manages a 100-acre farm. And as a result, he has very limited access to water, and has to spend a significant amount of money, up to $20,000, to be able to pump and filter the water he can use for irrigation. Our flagship product is called Lifebox. Lifebox is a fast deployable, self-contained, remote placing unit that can produce up to 130 kilowatt peak of electricity and can pump up to 600 cubic meters of water per day. The way it works, it provides both electricity and water. It's IoT remote controlled, plug and play, and ready to deploy in any remote area on the continent. And we also have a few flexible financing options for farmers. Our value proposition is quite simple. We require up to 73% less space to install. We have a 10-year warranty on our solution, and we use up to 90% less civil works thanks to our very small footprint solution. And farmers can see up to a 20% decrease in saving thanks to the solar power solution we offer. Our revenue model is divided into multiple options. We prefer people paying cash. However, we do have an installment model and a service where farmers will pay per cubic meters of water pumped or per kilowatt peak of electricity used. The market size in Africa is quite huge, up to $10 billion. But we're looking at targeting specific areas in Africa, specifically East Africa from Rwanda, but other markets like Egypt, MENA, and the rest of Africa are up for grabs. We're looking at reaching $18 million of this market within the next 5 to 7 years. The market landscape is full of solar power irrigation solutions, but we do believe that as far as multifunctionality and technology, we're significantly up there. Our traction is quite simple. We've generated over $470,000 in revenue since we started in 2022. We have seen a 25% quarterly growth so far and have irrigated up to 900 acres of land. This is not in action in Egypt. You'll see that it's targeting farming communities in Africa in order to get them affordable electricity and clean water for their farming solutions. Our impact has been huge. We've mitigated over 1,500 CO2 by replacing diesel generator with solar powered. We've cleaned up to 5 million liters of water, and we've seen up to $200,000 in increase in revenues by farmers. And with that, we've saved over 300,000 square meters of land in Africa. We target SDG 6, clean water and sanitation, and SDG 7, affordable clean energy. Our milestones speak for themselves. We've recently incorporated in Rwanda. We have up to 19 life boxes installed on the continent. We've received up to $250,000 in funding so far. Omar now has access to 12,000 liters of water per day and is seeing an additional $10,000 in revenue thanks to a life box. We have a large team. I'm running out of time, but I'm going to jump to the ask where we're looking at raising the money to set up inventory for life boxes in Rwanda, build a team with equipment to be able to scale up, and we're also looking at building a team here in Rwanda. We're hoping that you can come on board and help us spread life essentials through clean energy and water access for farmers. Thank you. Oh yeah, we have certificates too. We're very popular.
We have 5 minutes for questions. Yes.
Yes, thank you. I have a question about the life box. How is it made, and then how is it transported to the site? Like, does it come in different components? Are those components bought from abroad and then they're assembled? That's one. And then the second one, you said you just came to Rwanda. So what is, I like that you gave us the Africa goal, but if you come down to the Rwanda goal, what's the market in Rwanda, and what are you trying to do in Rwanda as Noor Nation? Thank you.
Thank you very much. A solution is assembled in manufacturing facilities. We use a mixture of local and imported raw materials. You will find we'll use local steel and local construction materials to be able to assemble the life box itself, the container. However, certain components like pumps and electrical components will have to be imported. But the idea is to make sure that we maximize on local sourcing as much as we can. Now, yes, I've painted the big African picture. We originally from Egypt, but the plan in Rwanda is to target farming communities in semi-arid areas. Eastern Province is a very good hotbed for us, where there is access to water, but it's difficult to get. A lot of them get water from underground, and pumping that water ends up costing a lot of money in diesel. A lot of them use diesel power pumps, but also it's very limited by rainy season. You find a lot of those farmers will have natural reservoirs, and when they run out of money, they run out of farming operations. We're hoping that by distributing Nornation's Life Box, we'll be able to give farmers access to a year-round access to water irrigation so that they can increase their output all through the year.
Just following up on that, and thanks a lot for this, by the way.
Thank you.
One of the key things that we've seen, especially when we are looking at irrigation and supporting such kind of companies, is yes, it's good to have the solution, but what is even more important is to have a maintenance plan.
Right.
Now, you've mentioned yours is a multi-use, so you've got pumping of water and production of electricity. The first thing which I would like to understand is what's the plan when it comes to maintenance of the life box? Is there a concrete plan? Is there some sort of in-house training that is being done here? And then also, you mentioned that there is a price variation between actual single usage vis-a-vis your current life box in terms of, let's say, per liter of water pumped out.
Yeah.
Could you just give us an understanding what is that, that differentiation so that we can be able to understand and give a pricing for that?
Okay, I understand. If you allow me, I'll start with the second question. It's a great one and I was ready for it. The biggest challenge when it comes to solar power irrigation solution in Africa is the high capex cost, which is why we have what we call solar irrigation as a service, as a way of decreasing the lack of access because of funds. Our solar irrigation as a service offers the option to farmers to receive the equipment installed on their farms, and they will only pay per cubic meters of water used or per kilowatt hour of electricity. That's one of the revenue generating model we have. And through that, farmers can get access to immediate water and immediate electricity in most remote areas. And the cost per cubic meters of water is actually cheaper. We come to about less than 800 francs per cubic meters, when the current price coming from the utility provider, which most of the time does not reach remote areas, is slightly above. And our cost of electricity is slightly higher too. However, again, we play on the fact that we can deploy decentralized electricity in the most remote areas for farmers, and that comes at a certain cost. The other component we have also is installment payments, where farmers can pay on a monthly basis, and they end up owning the system within a 3 to 7 year period. Now, as far as maintenance plan, you're right, it could be a challenge. However, our technology is designed really to be as simple as possible, requires very little maintenance, but we will have a team trained here. We currently have a conversation with IPRC Rwanda, the college school that trains a lot of mechanical engineers, and we're looking at training a large number of them over the years as our footprint increases in the country for them to be able to be deployed to maintain, fix, and troubleshoot any problem we might have with our technology.
Thank you, Junior, for this. What's been the customer feedback or the prospective customer feedback? You mentioned earlier that it's an average of 20% in terms of savings. I don't know if that's an Africa figure or an Egypt figure, or if that also carries over into Rwanda. I'd be curious to see what the feedback has been as you go talking to prospective users, and I imagine the segment of folks who will be customers for these either have existing irrigation plans, some will want new ones. When you're drilling new wells, there's regulatory aspects to it. Just the market's feedback for this type of approach is what I'm sure you've done, but I'd be curious to see what the feedback has been.
Yeah. The feedback we've had, mostly the hard data we have comes from Egyptian operations. We've had our biggest footprint, is that the saving costs as far as diesel costs, because most of them use fossil fuel to power those generators and pumps, has been great. And the 20% savings is based on hard data that we have from those feedback. The other feedback we had is mostly related on the filtering and cleaning solution of our technology. In the case of Egypt, you'll have access to water that is very salinated, which require quite a complex cleaning process. What we expect here in Rwanda, and based on a market study, is that a lot of that water has a lot of sand in it. So we're looking at a filtering system that will reduce the amount of sand in the water. And that also can prove to be a challenge for drip irrigation systems, especially for farmers that use greenhouses. They require a certain level of filtration when it comes to their water, and we are able to come in and bring in the solution there. That's been also a very good accidental positive feedback we got from our customers, because greenhouse owners love our solution.
I understand Lucy has a last question.
Yeah.
just one final question. So I'm curious, I mean, based on the price point, are you targeting smallholder farmers or large-scale farmers? And then a second is, are there other providers of similar solutions in the market?
Yeah. So to answer your first question, we target the whole spectrum. Minimum area of 2 hectares of farms is ideal. Then you can really make the full can take advantage of the full feature of the solution. And our pricing solution is, our pricing model is based on a lot of components. Size of the farm, proximity to water, terrain. Is the water down a valley? Do we have to pump it out? And that will dictate the size of a battery, solar panels, and the entire system as a whole, right? What's the second question?
Competition.
Competition, yes. So you're right. There's a lot of solutions out there, but they seem to have all the same issue. They need a lot of space because of the footprint, but also they seem to be very rigid as far as the modularity of the solution they can offer. We can design from the smallest system that for a few $1,000s to much larger system for commercial farms. And that really gives us the flexibility to be able to target smallholder farmers, farming communities, medium and large commercial operations in the country.
Thank you, Noor Nation, for the presentation. Okay. A round of applause. We are getting in the last section of our presentation. We have 5 more pitch presenters to go. Do we have Yala ready to present? Please applaud.
Yara is in different sectors which is responding to the climate adaptation. So we came up with 3 solutions, establishing greenhouse park as a climate risk adaptation facility, and the use of efficient irrigation and the use of solar-powered cold storage. So those facilities are responding to climate risks by using drip irrigation for efficient water use, and also this cold storage, which is solar-powered, which will use renewable energy, which is responding to the reduction of emissions in the atmosphere.
Good morning, judges and audience. My name is Mohamed Samuel. I came from Yara, and I am here for pitching our innovative solution called Innovation Center for Climate Trade Horticulture. And this innovation is based or is focusing on greenhouse park establishment. So allow me go a bit to the introduction of Yara. Yara is an Igbo name, which means vuba vuba or hurry up. Yala it's an agribusiness company based in Rwanda, and it is specialized in provision of different services such as mechanization services, irrigation services, greenhouse establishment, and the provision of extension services as well to the local farmers. So with our innovative solution, we would like to solve the following question, the following issues. The first one is the law of horticultural production. The following one is the higher use of inorganic fertilizers. The third one is the high post-harvest losses. And the last 3 is the water scarcity. So we came up with 4 main solutions. One is the establishment of high greenhouse tech, which is responding to the weather variability and the climate variabilities. The second one is to enhance the use of organic fertilizers for ensuring the quality of product, and also setting up solar-powered cold storage and efficient irrigation system. Our total market available is more than 20 billion, and the serviceable attainable market is around 200 million Rwandan francs, and the serviceable obtainable market is around 41 million Rwandan USD. So our marketing strategy will focusing on building brand visibility and our recognition. We are targeting to use our different social media platforms and the traditional media so that the people or our targeting customers should be aware of our product. And within the next 2 years, we are targeting to reach more than 3 million by focusing on youth and women. We are also targeting to penetrate another market. Specifically, we are targeting to reach 10% of market share of locally produced horticulture. Our business model focusing on direct producing and selling of our high value crops, and our target value crops is tomato, cherry tomato, sweet pepper, cucumber, and sweet melon. Next. Our revenue projection shows an exponential increase, where in the first year we are targeting to reach a net income which is above a bit to 12 million Rwandan francs, and in the last year, or in the fifth year, we are targeting to reach around 37 million Rwandan francs. Our business model, our business impact, focusing in two categories: climate impact and the socio-economic impact. So for climate impact, we are targeting to reduce we are targeting to reduce greenhouse gases emission, and 6.6 of carbon dioxide will be reduced. Also, dependence on rain-fed agriculture will be reduced, while also soil fertility will be increased. Soil health will be enhanced by using organic fertilizers. The socio-economic impact, there will be job creation among youth and the women, and 60% of created youth jobs will be allocated to the women. Our ask will be used for establishing greenhouse facility. The second activity will be used is for establishing high-tech irrigation system, and the third one will be establishing solar-powered cold storage. And the Yala will contribute 23%, while our ask from Rwanda Green Fund is 77%. This is the management team which will be involved in management of this business, and if we get chance of winning this prize or getting this grant, we are sure that our impact will be scaled. So I can say our presence means a lot, but climate smart agriculture in our heart. Thank you.
Thank you, Samuel. Right on time. We have 5 minutes for Q&A.
Thanks a lot for that. And very interesting business model that you have, and also financing approach that you've provided to us. Just stepping back, looking at because you've mentioned horticultural crops, and I think we are all in this room and we understand post-harvest losses for that, and that's why you're talking about the cold storage solution, the solar-powered cold storage solution. Could you just give us an understanding, are you targeting one particular value chain in the horticultural crop space, or you're going to go from a multilateral bit, so as to understand what crops you're targeting? And then also whether it's going to be for local consumption. I saw you mentioned local consumption there for commercial kitchens and the like, but is there also a space to have an expansion or an export market for this?
Okay, thank you very much. We as a railway targeting in pilot phase 5 value chains. I said tomato, cherry tomato, sweet pepper, cucumber, and the sweet melon. So apart from that, we are also targeting to increase our value chain depending to the market availability. But so far, regarding to the market identified, we are targeting to reach those 5 key crops. The second question is? Sure. So in the next 5 years, we are targeting also to unlock external market, and we are targeting also to unlock regional market, then later to the Middle East or elsewhere in the world.
Thank you. So you highlighted that you're looking for funding to build a greenhouse, develop solar irrigation systems, and solar cold storage. But could you clarify, so what are you doing right now? What do you have? What do you do? Maybe I missed it in your presentation.
So far, we have been established 3 greenhouses, and we would like to scale up to increase the number of greenhouses. As I mentioned before, our project is focusing to establish greenhouse park for 2 purposes. First purpose is for production, just for making money. The second purpose for scaling our solution is just for capacitating the farmers. And we are targeting to reach 300 farmers so that our impact, we are sure that should be scaled in the different corners of the country.
So you're going to have your own greenhouses?
Yes, sure.
And then you'll also be selling solar irrigation and cold storage solution to farmers?
So the solar irrigation system and cold storage are the technologies that we need for operating our greenhouses. So we need a solar-powered irrigation system just for as an automated system for irrigating our greenhouses, which we're focusing on those mentioned 5 crops. And we use solar-powered cold storage just for ensuring post-harvest losses. If we harvest our product, we take them directly to the cold room, which is powered by solar, and before being taken to the market, we ensure that the quality is still good.
So this is for your own farms, but for farmers who are not part of your greenhouse park, what's the service or the product that you offer?
So our greenhouse will play a role as a learning hub. Because we as Yala, we have a strategic partnership with the farmers. So far, in other projects, we are coaching more than 32,000 farmers. So we anticipate that among those farmers, we conduct different trainings. We will take them, come and learn from our greenhouses. And some of them will be such business related to greenhouse establishment. Okay. And we are sure that this is responding to climate change or climate variabilities. For instance, if we use solar-powered cold storage, as I mentioned, we're targeting to reduce 6.6 metric ton of CO2 released in the atmosphere. The second one, the water management. Use of efficient irrigation system will respond to the rain-fed agriculture, and the water that should be used for irrigation will be managed effectively.
So I think I'm like Pacific. I'm lost a bit about your product and your solution. So if we break it down, you want to establish a greenhouse park. How big of a space do you have, and where would this park be located?
So far, our 3 first greenhouses are located in Nyagisenyi Fijiza, near of Kigali, because we're targeting the hotels for ensuring consistent supply and the supermarket. And we are also targeting to increase the area because we have 3 hectares which should be expanded by using those greenhouses.
Okay, so eventually you envision that you will have how many greenhouses? Like what if use at 100% capacity, how many greenhouses will be in the park?
It will depend because as I said, so far we are in Gasabo. We are targeting also to scale in different districts. So in 1 hectare, we can accommodate like, we have different spaces, we can accommodate like, depending on the size of greenhouse, we can accommodate like 15 greenhouse because there should be loads, different areas for other activities. At least 15 greenhouses are good in 1 hectare. But it depends on the size of greenhouse. So far we build what we call Robinson greenhouse. And I said, so far we have 3. And we supported the farmers to build the greenhouses. So far we supported 30 farmers to build those greenhouses, and we are sure that our impact is started already to be scaled up.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Samuel, for your presentation. A round of applause for Samuel. How is the energy in the room? I have 4 more presenters to go. How are we doing? Are we still excited to be here? Do we want to leave? It's okay, I will not tell your bosses. Raise your hand if you want to leave anonymously. You can cover your face. No? We're still excited to be here? Have we found potential business partners, collaborators? Are we being inspired to start businesses? Are we ready to give them our money? And then you go quiet. Wow. We are here for the money, guys. Please be ready to give us money. Calling up next ProDev. Ready to present? Great. We can also applaud as he comes on the stage, please. Thank you.
applied for solar irrigation to get away from the old system of machines used by petrol. Then you go for friendly solar irrigation system. I also applied for a dryer because if you get...
Apologies, that was not the right one.
In responsiveness to climate resilience, we are transitioning the farm from using a chemical fertilizer to organic. So we are applying to this Accelerator program to be able to have like a partner to help us in the investment that we are making to transition our farm from use chemical fertilizer to organic manure utilization, and as well to enlarge our irrigated land with solar and efficient drip irrigation to be able to sustain the needs of our both animal production and again also of our crop production. We have two major impacts that we are making here, where we are responding to climate resilience with irrigation and also use of organic manure, but also with the milk we also respond to malnutrition, where we do send our milk to community that's around us, especially schools, for malnutrition program of the Ministry of Education.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm going to present in English. And as you have seen, the company is called Prodev Kayonza. Prodev, it's an abbreviation, means the promotion and development of the village. Yes. We are located in Eastern Province, in Kayonza district, at Ndego sector, and we do the mixed farming on 700 hectares, where we do crop production and also animal production. One of our main activities, business activities, is production of staple food, because staple food, one of our objectives is to work on scarcity of food, respond on food scarcity, and also the malnutrition in Rwanda. Yes. One of the problems that we are having nowadays, as all of you know, in Eastern Province, that's where the drought, the dry season is very big. So we really have a problem of prolonged drought, which affects crop production, mainly our maize production, and reduce production significantly. We have started investment in irrigation just to have like an alternative for the land, where we managed to irrigate our 350 hectares already, and we want to scale up so that we can keep doing more on production and feed the country. Also, we were too much in animal production, especially cattle, where we are growing cows to give us milk for local consumption, and also to get manure to use in our farming, in our crop farming, as an adaptation of the climate change. And also, we are facing an issue of low milk production due to poor animal feeding practices and drought. So one of the proposed solutions that we are making, we want to scaling up our irrigation land. And we hope with this initiative, we want to increase our irrigation land up to 52 hectares. And also, we are in transition of replacing chemical fertilizer to organic fertilizer. And also, we want to invest in animal feed mixing to increase milk production by ensuring that we are feeding our cows a precise and a balance that is needed. So the market, currently, as you know, Rwanda is not yet able to sustain its local production regarding the staple food. As you can see, an example for maize, we are still in shortage of about 7,000 metric tons per year. and also the milk with those new initiative of school feeding, and also the new powder milk being constructed in the country. So there's still a shortage of about 300,000 million liters of milk scarcity. So our mission is to enhance food security and economic growth while safeguarding the environment through eco-friendly farm practices. And our mission, we want to become one of the most established agriculture producer of quality produce in the region, doing so in the way that benefits the people and the planet. Our growth story, if you look at, we already serve, now we are already, we have 500 customers. I mean, not that B2B, the business to business, already we are serving, and our growth rate is around 15, and we are projecting that to grow to 20%. Currently, the company employs 568 labor, including 60% of women and youth, and also we make 800 million annually, and we want to grow it up to 1.8 million in the next 5 years. So our proposed business model is an agricultural recycling. So we have cows that give us milk and manure, and we have our maize that give us cobs and silage. So we want to recycle what we get from the feed and what we get from our animal production, and then hence the good market. That we are making, so we want to reduce the greenhouse emission due to shifting from inorganic to organic fertilization, and also we want to create more 300 jobs, of which 60% will be women, and also 50% will be youth. And also we need to adaptability by use of organic fertilizer.
Time is up.
Thank you. And for what we are looking, we are requesting for 100 million, but also want to co-share the other 50 million, because we already in this, and we want a partner just to help to give us a hand to be able to have that eco-friendly irrigation, and also the modern organic manure preparation, and as well the precise meat fixer to give our cows a balanced diet to give us enough meat to give to our children. Thank you so much.
One question from me, and I'll class it into two. So I notice you're one of the maybe oldest businesses, started in 2006.
Yes.
And of course has been quite the journey to date, so maybe about 20 years. Now, what are some of the key lessons you've learned, and what are some of the key challenges that you faced throughout the journey?
Yeah, thank you so much. One of the biggest lessons that we have learned is that the climate will not always be, the climate condition is not going to be the same every year. That's why we are no longer relying on the rainfall, and we have doing so much investment on irrigation. As I have mentioned earlier, we already have 350 hectares under irrigation, and we are still scaling up. So that's one of the biggest lessons we have learned. Another one lesson that we have learned that we need to do what we do by conserving the land. That's why we realize that using chemical fertilizer, they degrade soil, and they lead to the poor quality, and also become very difficult to unlock the premium market. And that's why we are now shifting to the organic utilization.
Thank you.
What? Oh, the challenges that we have, we have got, one of them was about the practice. So we have been getting a lot of clients bringing different new crops, but we find themselves we don't have enough practice on the ground. So we've been trying to get abroad, people to come to train. That's what the biggest challenge is. Number two, also the market fluctuation prices. So also it's been, most of the time we've been having those issues because of the dollar, the exchange was not good for us, but still the cost, those are the challenges we've been facing, but we have been trying to overcome them by always adopting as we go. Yeah.
Thank you. Can you please explain to us a little bit more about who your B2B customers are? Because it seems that you have crops that you sell and also milk, but also on your farm, do you lease farmland? Like you have different farmers that come and lease your land? Who are your customers?
Yeah, our main customers are the maize processor in Rwanda that include African Pre-Food, Minimex, and also there's another sister company for Dev Rwanda, and also the local communities that who buy, especially also the schools around us, they also buy the milk for the school feeding. Those are actually our biggest customer. Regarding the land, so we own the land, but we also work with the surrounding communities where we work with 15,000 farmers in 5 cooperatives surrounding us that also do the production of most of our exportable crops, such as marigold flowers.
Could you speak to the interventions that you have tried out to mitigate some of the things that you highlighted? As one of the fellow panelists said, you've been operational for a while. I think you understand the value of shifting these practices. I understand and I commend the willingness to transform the entire operation. But absent a forum like this, what have you been doing to switch from chemical fertilizer, for example, to organic fertilizers, to improve your irrigation practices? Can you speak to what you've tried to do or the challenges you faced in doing it?
Thank you so much. We have been doing a lot. Maybe if you can see my slide, this is our holding dam. It has 80,400 metric cubic capacity. So we invest in water pumping, where we had a good partnership with RDB through National Park Akagera. That's where we got our water source. We managed to install the irrigation, and also that can at least serve our 350 hectares. That's one. That is on climate conditions of prolonged drought. Regarding the adaptation, we have invested, maybe for the last video you have seen that we are also in cow production. We invested also in animal production, just trying to get manure to shift from the chemical utilization. And again, we also want to respond to greenhouse emission, where we really know that the transportation of the chemical fertilizer from Europe to Rwanda, it takes too much boats, trucks. That is also sending a lot of emission to the sky. So we are now shifting. We are doing this so to respond to climate and also to adaptability of the climate condition. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your time and your presentation. Interesting project. A round of applause for ProDev. Thank you. Up next we have Nyurgwa Chicken. It's okay to applaud you guys.
Dufite umushinga wo korora inkoko, tukorora n'ingurube. Mu korora inkoko kwacu tukaba dufite gahunda yo kuba twashaka kodirumu yo kugira ngo tubashe kubika izo nkoko, cyane ko hari n'ukuntu tujya tugira gahunda yo kuruhura ibiraro kugira ngo izindi nkoko zindi zishe zidahura n'ibibazo wenda zitahura n'uburwayi izindi zari zifite. Twifuzaga ko twakongera ibiraro kugira ngo muri icyo gihe rero twabonye kodirumu byakemuka. Tworoye ingurube, tukifuza no kuba twafata imyanda yazo kugira ngo iyo myanda nayo tubibyaze umusaruro tugakoramo biogas. Twe gukoresha umuriro wa regeke cyane, tube twakoresha uwo wa biogas. Mu mpeshyi tugira ikibazo cyo kubura amazi cyane, rero twifuzaga ko twakongera uburyo bwo kugira ngo dufate amazi.
Nitwa Maniraguha Dominique. Maniraguha Dominique, naturutse muri Nyurwa Chicken, ikaba ari kampani ikorera mu karere ka Muhanga, ikora ibijyanye n'ubworozi bw'ingurube n'inkoko. Ariko nazanye na mugenzi wanjye coordinator wa kampani abasuhuza Eugene. Nkuko nari mbivuze rero company ya chicken ikorera mu karere ka Muhanga.
Your name is? Your name?
Dominique Maniraguha.
Dominique is representing Nyurwa Chicken. They operate from Muhanga district. They're in poultry and piggery.
Ibibazo rero tugenda duhura nabyo mu bworozi bwacu bw'inkoko n'ingurube nuko usanga dufite ibiraro bike bidahagije, ikindi n'ibihari bikaba bidahangana n'imihindagurikire y'ikirere y'imiyaga yinjiye mishobora kutwononera, kandi ni inkoko dukora n'iz'inyama. Dukenera rero nta stock dufite yo kubika inyama mu gihe twazibaze, tukaba bituma rero zishobora gupfa. Ikindi dufite ikibazo nuko hari imyanda ituruka mu bworozi bw'inkoko n'ingurube, ntabwo dufite uburyo tuyitunganya, ishobora no konona ikirere. Tukaba rero dufite n'ikindi kibazo cy'uko
some of the challenges that Nyurwa Chicken has faced is poor infrastructure, such as cold rooms to keep the meat. They're rearing chicken for meat. Other challenges are also the climate change that affects the production of feeding.
Ikindi nuko nanone tubura amazi, kandi inkoko zikenera amazi cyane, tukagendera ku mazi dukuye muri wasake kandi ahenze.
They also face a challenge of access to water. The current source they have is wasak, and the price is a bit high compared to the amount of water they need for the chicken.
Igisubizo rero dufite nuko twakubaka ikiraro kigezweho kugira ngo inkoko tworora ziyongere, kandi kikaba gifite n'uburyo bwo guhangana n'imihindagurikire y'ikirere. Tukubaka ububiko cyangwa cold room ikoresha imirasire y'izuba, hanyuma tugafata n'amazi yo ku bisenge by'ibiraro kugira ngo dushobore kuyakoresha, kandi tukaba dushaka no kugira ngo dutunganye imyanda ituruka mu biraro, tuyikoremo biogaz hanyuma n'ifumbire y'imborera.
Some of the solutions they have proposed is a construction of a modern chicken house that can resist climate change. Another one is a cold room installation that will use solar energy. They are also looking into harvesting rainwater as another alternative to access to water, and then a waste management solution to turn chicken and pig fecals into biogas. And then they're also looking into investing in solar panels.
Ibisubizo byacu bikaba bizagira ingaruka nziza kuko tuzaba dukoresha imirasire y'izuba itaduhenze, dukoresha n'amazi y'imvura. Ikindi nuko bizatuma dusevinga amafaranga twakoreshaga mu kugura ayo mazi, noneho na ya biogazi tuyikoreshe mu gucana mu biraro by'inkoko no gutekera ingurube kuko hari ibyo tuzitekera.
The proposed solutions will help reduce on the cost, such as water cost, and then the biogas coming from chicken and pigs fecals will also be used in providing fuel for cooking, but also creating heat for the chicken.
Hariho n'ingaruka nziza ku mibereho kuko bazatanga akazi, kandi habyeho no kuba hiyongera imirire. Ikindi nuko abaturage abahinzi bari basanzweho bazahigira uburyo bwo korora kijyambere, kuko ingurube icyo tugurisha ni ibyana byazo, ariko abo tuzihaye tugomba kubanza kubigisha uko bagomba kuzorora.
The socio-economic impact will not only be on job creation, but also training farmers on how to rear pigs in a modern way.
Tukaba rero dufite amasoko, dufite hoteli zigera kuri enye mu Muhanga, tukagira n'amaresitora. Ikindi nuko umusaruro wacu kugenda wiyongera, nako n'inyungu yiyongera mu myaka 5. Turateganya ko tuzajya twiyongeraho 20%. Amafaranga dusaba ni miliyoni 100 azakora kubaka cold room, kubaka kiraro, hanyuma hakaza harimo no kuzorora neza tuzigaburira neza no gukora uburyo bwo gutunganya imyanda ivuyemo.
The current market they have is for hotels in Muhanga and restaurants. They are asking for 100 million that will go towards building the cold room, feed management, and modern housing units.
Ni itsinda rero rizakora
umwanya wo gupresenta warangiye
twabakubaza ibibazo. Ni team yacu.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot for that. Just out of curiosity, given this particular enterprise, how are you sourcing the feed for at least for the chickens? Because that's, I think, one of the key risks when I think about it, in that if the feed is not up to the particular standard, then you're unable to have a very clear and premium product in terms of the meat that you're selling. So how are you sourcing the feed?
Ibiryo by'amatungo mubikura he kuko ibiryo bibaye bitari ku rwego rwiza byatuma n'inyama ziba zitari karite nziza. Ibiryo by'amatungo mubikura he?
Dufite company zibikora ku buryo byujuje ubuziranenge binapimwa, kandi kubera ko dukora inkoko z'inyama tugura ibiryo by'inkoko z'inyama ntago tuzivangavanga, dukoranye igihe kinini, bafite uburyo dufitanye amasezerano uburyo baduha ibiryo byiza.
They buy from 2 certified feed companies, and they source mainly and exclusively for chicken meat.
And in the expansion plan, so as you've mentioned, there's climate change and the like. Are you thinking of producing in-house your own feed through intensified processes, etc., so as to build the resilience or the sustainability of the company?
Muri gahunda yo kwagura imikorere yanyu mwavuze ko mushaka no guhangana n'ihindagurika ry'ikirere. Mwamufite gahunda yo gukora ibiryo noneho mubyikoreye mutarinze kubigura?
Gahunda turayifite yo kubyikorera ko dufite naho twateguye dushobora kuzajya duhinga ibigori, soya, buryo noneho mu myaka iri imbere nk'ibiri dushobora kuzajya twikorera ibyo byazo.
Part of the expansion plan is also in-house feeding. They already have land for maize and soya, but they just haven't started production yet.
Maybe he could give us a sense of how many chicken and pigs they have, what sort of revenues are they making from the customers that they have already.
Uyu munsi mufite inkoko zingahe, ingurube zingahe, noneho muninjiza amafaranga angahe aturutse muri izo nkoko n'amafaranga angahe aturutse mu ngurube?
Uyu munsi dufite inkoko ziragera ku 6,000 n'ingurube 60. Ku nkoko ku mwaka kugira ngo umwaka ushize twinjize agera kuri miliyoni 64.
So far they have 6,000 chicken and 60 pigs, and in terms of revenues as of 2023 they had 64 million just from the chicken. Ingurube
zo zari ni 60 dufite, ariko kuri zo twinjije miliyoni 14.
And 14 million from just the pigs last year.
And what does this look like at scale with the proposed investment?
Amafaranga muri gusaba muramutse muyahawe mubona ayo mwinjiza revenue yanyu yakura ku kihe kigero?
Tuyahawe yakura kuri 20% buri mwaka, ariko duteganya nuko natwe ubwacu dushobora kugirayo twongeraho uburyo dushobora kugera no kuri 40.
They are looking at a possibility of a 20% increase in terms of revenues annually, with a possibility of a 40% increase if they also invest extra funds from their team. Any further questions?
Nashaka kubaza ino cold room mushaka nuko mubagira inkoko n'ingurube on site cyangwa hari n'abazigura bakazibagira?
icyo tubaga ni inkoko tuzibagira dufite aho tuzibagira hafi y'ikiraro ni ukugira ngo rero izo nkoko tuzajye tuzibanza kuzishyira muri iyo cold room kandi zabikoresha n'imirasire y'izuba kugira ngo kuma ikirere.
Her question was, are you asking for a cold room because you slaughter pigs and chicken on site, or is it also for people who might come in looking for the slaughtery or butchery service? The answer is it's just only for the chicken. It's only the chicken that they slaughter. They don't slaughter the pigs. No further questions? Great. Mwakoze cyane Dominique. We have 3 more presenters to go. Please don't lose the momentum. Golden insect.
We employ earthworms, redworms, and good microbes in a way that stabilizes the greenhouse gases from the biowaste. Our products help farmers to regenerate their soil, increase their production at around 75%, help them increase their yield, and also generate income from what they produce. These are products that are able to help farmers cut down the cost of fertilization around 5 times, and they are available, accessible, and affordable. We are planning to sell our product to agro dealers so that farmers can easily access our product in their respective communities. Good afternoon, everyone. Here we are Golden Insect Limited, and what we do, we bring life to land and land to life. That's it. I'm Dominique Xavier Imbabazi. I'm the founder and managing director of Golden Insect Limited, a company that is located in Musanze district, in Hotsi sector. This company is the inspiration of my dissertation when I was doing my undergraduate. And after my graduation, I created one opportunity. So, doesn't work. I was born in Musanze, and my mom is among the 70% of the population whose life depends on agriculture. Because farmers are currently changed by the increase in the temperature in Rwanda. Now the increase has reached up to 1.4 degrees. That temperature has provoked a shorter and intense rains in the northern province that washes away the soil. But also the dry season has become prolonged and leave the crop all dried out. The situation becomes more severe because the soil is insufficient in organic matter. Because of that, my mom is recommended to apply enough of organic manure by Minagri. However, at the shop, my mom has not found those products. So what does she do? She frequently applies chemical fertilizers, which acidifies the soil and leave her soil degraded, hence reduce the yield, food security, poor livelihood, home. At Golden Insect, what we do, we are employing earthworms, insects, and good microbes, these ones we are having here. And we are transforming bio-waste, food waste, animal waste, and also using good microbes to transform liquid waste such as human urine and animal urine into premium soil organic conditioners. For us, we are not producing fertilizers because what is missing in the soil is not conditioned. Our products are rich in all nutrients, and our production time is from 48 hours to 21 days. That is making our products available at any around the stream for farmers to have access to them. Our products strengthen the soil. They also make the crop more resistant and make the crop absorb all the reserves in the soil. This makes farmers not to keep adding nutrients to soil that is expensive, but cut down around 3/4 on the cost of fertilizers. Hence, we are having the increase in production and improved livelihood. What do? We educate the community in sorting of the waste, because waste is waste from the source. And with that, we are also educating other farmers, including some of the SMEs here, in the making of good quality compost that is helping the crop to grow. With that, we are making sure that nothing is lost, everything is transformed. We don't want more dump site, because this is what is contributing to greenhouse gas emission in Rwanda. With that, we are helping the country to reduce 40% of greenhouse gases. And our products, the availability of our products, are helping the country to reduce the bill of the import. Then resilient food system in the country. So we are having 5,000 farmers that are ordering our products, but we are currently able to serve 70%. With this business, we are able to generate more than from 10,000 to 20,000, from 10 to 20 million per year of the revenue. But it also depends, because it fluctuates. Like currently, we are able to produce 20 tons of vermicompost and 20,000 liters of vermiliquid every month. We are envisioning an increase after we get this fund, an increase in our sellings, because of what? One of the items we want from this fund is to register our products so that we can be able to sell them to local market legally. Thank you.
So you still had 10 seconds to go, so how much are you asking for?
My company is asking for 99 million Rwandan francs. We are not asking 100.
I am hoping the next presenters are more or less like Savio. Thank you. Time for the questions. Jury, the time is yours.
We are still digesting. I think for me, what is the difference between vermicompost and vermiliquid? What is the liquid used for? If compost is not a fertilizer, what is it exactly?
Okay, maybe someone can bring me my bottle. Vermicompost is, here I'm having a worm. So this worm is going to pee, and this worm is going to defecate. So what the worm defecates is this one. This is what is called a vermicompost. It means a worm eats, goes through the intestine, then goes out. That's a vermicompost. Why vermicompost more than other compost? When worms are eating waste, they transform waste into an almost chemically product that a product that works like chemical fertilizers, but which is organic. That is why vermicompost is currently the world's best in compost. That's vermicompost. So vermiliquid, that one, it's the urine of the earthworms. So when it comes to the solid compost, it means your customer is able to pay for transport. For example, per hectare, the recommendation of vermicompost is 3 tons. That includes truck. Per hectare, the recommendation of vermiliquid is 300 liters. That's umunyonzi. It's just a bicycle. So and the other thing is, we are having here farmers who are currently in irrigation. Those farmers need what to put in the tanks to supply for their crops. If you're having the solid compost, it will be very hard for you. But for the liquid one, you put in tanks and then supply. And the other thing is, most of us, the reality is that most of the farms are far from the main road. You will see farmers are failing because the cost of transport of the input is higher than the cost of the input themselves. So if you buy the vermiliquid, you reduce the cost of transport. If you buy the solid one, you increase the cost of transport. So these are the differences. But they are all the same because they all come from the same media. Yes.
And many thanks for that very clear explanation. Just picking up from that, and we can see that indeed when you're comparing between chemical fertilizer and the vermic is actually a superior product. But now, in terms of the training, because we've already talked about the distribution, which is it's far much easier, and even the application. Within your business, first and foremost, and this you could include the crowd here, is there a particular way to apply vermicompost towards your, say, your 1 acre of land? And if there is, how have you factored in the training component to the farmers who will be buying your product so far?
Sorry, you repeat again?
So the question is, for us to apply the vermic liquid or the compost itself, there has to be a particular training for it to be done. It's not just you apply. That's the assumption I'm making, right?
No, the training is, if you want to produce this for yourself, because this one also one of my income generating model. I train people even at household level. It is not even important for you to keep giving your food waste to do. I can train you, you manage them with my worms. So it is easy to handle the worms. But application, it is normal.
Sorry, I'm confused because the produce, the product is the compost and the liquid.
This
so
one?
Yes. Mm-hmm. So if I am your client, I'd come and buy the 50-kilogram bag as opposed to the chemical fertilizer. True? Now the question which I'm asking here is, because clearly it builds an improved soil structure and nutrient base.
Yeah.
Now, do I need training?
No, you don't need that. You only take a full hand and put on your crop, and you add some soil. It's simple. If you want to use vermiliquid, you take 1 liter, dilute in 20 liters of water, you spray using the water in the can. It is simple. And it's even so handsome, you see. Doesn't smell bad.
Thank you, Savio. Okay, right. One last question from Pacific.
Thank you very much. Very impressive presentation. I'm going to ask 2 quick questions, because I think what you're doing is great, and you're very great at presenting it and explaining it. The first one is around the licensing. I think you said that you need, part of the reason why you're here is to get capital to be able to finish the process with RAB. Can you speak to the challenges or the risks or your experience so far? And also, why is that process that expensive? And lastly, on competition, is there anyone else who's doing this? And if not, why not?
First of all, I'd say my company is the pioneer in the professional and the commercial production of this at large scale in Rwanda currently. So no one is beating me when it comes to the scale. Yes, because all the new ones, I'm the one who trained them, so they are still younger than me. Secondly, when it comes to certification, it's somehow tricky. First of all, the existing standards are not fitting with these climate smart solutions. Because you go to the Rwanda Standard Board, their standards, they are fixed to something. For example, in the fertilizer, there are things that are called the nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. At the RSB, they have a fixed figure. But in the compost, it changes. Like waste in January are not the food waste in March, are not the food waste in December. So for us, that is why for me, I'm not selling fertilizer. I'm selling organic conditioner. The purpose of organic fertilizers, you can call it, it is not firstly fertilizing, but firstly conditioning the soil. Let the soil itself feed the plant. But the model is now feed the plant, but kill the soil. That is why we are not being certified. See? Secondly, the process. Our institutions do not believe in us, do not even believe in our farmers. I've been working with the farmers for the last 10 years. Farmers are the users of my product. They cannot lie. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Farmer cannot come back. So if a farmer orders for 10 years, that means it works. Farmers don't need more science. But it becomes more expensive because we have a RICA, Rwanda Inspectorate. Rwanda Inspectorate sent me to Rwanda Agriculture Board for scientific efficacy trial. And Rwanda Agriculture Board charged me $10,000 to conduct the same result just to prove what farmers are proving, and farmers are not even, you see? So that is what is becoming more expensive. They want to prove what farmers have already demonstrated that works. Maybe. That is why even in here I said, if I ever win this grant, the first thing I want is to pay that $10,000 to RAB.
Thank you, Xavier. Thank you very much for your time. If we don't have someone from RSB in the room, please convey the message that Xavier have conveyed. They need special lands for his kind of product. Thank you so much for your presentation.
Thank you.
Very passionate. We might need those training for our Turima Twijikoni. Thank you. We have 2 more presenters to go. I hope you're not too tired yet. And we were promised lunch, so please don't leave before that. Up next we have Cooperative y'Abahinzi b'Ibireti.
Koperative yacu itubura imbuto y'ibirayi, imbuto yitwa Prebaze. Iyo mbuto Prebaze tukayigeza ku baturage bose kugira ngo babone imbuto y'ibirayi. Tukaba twifuza kwagura ibikorwa byacu, kubaka greenhouse kugira ngo tubashe kugeza abaturageho imbuto. Mwiriwe. Nitwa
I believe we all know Ngiriwe. Ngiriwe. Thank you.
Nitwa Habyarimana Emmanuel, abantuye mu karere ka Nyabihu, kaba naje mpagarariye cooperative Twiyubake Muhinzi w'Ibireti.
His name is Habyarimana Emmanuel. He's from Nyabihu district and he's representing cooperative of Piretre. I'm not sure what is Piretre in English. There goes my English. Thank you, that. Continue. Piretas, thank you.
Koperative yacu yatangiye mu mwaka w'ibihumbi 2020, ubu tukaba turangije imyaka 5 turi gukora igikorwa cyo gutubura.
They've been in operation since 2020 and it's been 4 years of multiplying seedlings, yes.
Tangira gutubura twahereye ku mbuto yitwa mini, ariyo yaje kuduteza ikibazo, idutera igihombo kuko itari ishoboye guhangana n'uburwayi ndetse n'ihindagurika ry'ikirere, bityo tugira igihombo ku bw'icyo kibazo twahuye nacyo.
They started with a variant called Mini, but it was not productive, so they faced loss as they were multiplying it.
Twari twafashe inguzanyo kugira dutangire umushinga wacu wo gutubura $20,000, ariko twifuzaga kuyishura muri sizo imwe, twaba twishyuza $20,000, ariko byabaye ngombwa ko kubera igihombo twahuye nacyo tuzishura mu myaka 3.
We were hoping to pay back the 20 million loan in one season, one agriculture season, but due to the loss we had, we have to pay it back in 3 years.
A cooperative Twiyubake Muhinzi twishatsemo igisubizo, twifuza kuba twakora mu buryo bw'ikoranabuhanga kugira ngo dutubure imbuto ikorerwa mu kirere ariyo aeroponic kugira ngo idufashe kugera ku mbuto nziza yihanganira uburwayi ndetse n'ihindagurika ry'ikirere bityo tubashe kubona imbuto ihangana n'ibyo byose.
Their solution is to use the aeroponic farming system so that they can restart multiplying, but this time around with a seedling that can outstand climate change.
Uko twabitekereje biramutse bidukundiye kadutera inkunga twifuza gukemura ikibazo cyabaye ingume karere kacu ka Nyabihu ndetse no mu gihugu cyacu. Tukaba twifuza gusaba amafaranga miliyoni 90.
Their ask is for 90 million Rwandan francs to be able to set up the aeroponic.
Bikazadufasha gukora ibikorwa byose tugamije gukora tukaba dukemuye ikibazo cy'ibura ry'imbuto burundu.
With that 90 million and the setup of the aeroponic, they will be able to face the challenge of the seeding accessibility in Nyabihu district. Thank you.
Two questions from me. So one is, they've mentioned the talk of getting an agricultural loan, which was to be paid back in 1 year, but was not and will now be paid back in 3 years. So related to that, what are some of the reasons that led to the loss in the production on that year? And have they finished paying it as of now, or will some of these funds be used or may be used into that, directed into that? And then second is, I know we've seen a lot of types of seeds on the Irish potato, and so what makes this one particularly very different from, you know, we've seen one presented earlier on, but also I'm sure there are different other varieties in the market.
Ikibazo cya mbere, inguzanyo ya miliyoni 20 mwamaze kuyishyura, hanyuma icyateye igihombo bwa mbere, impamvu imbuto mutabasha kwitubura yari iyihe?
Twaratubuye ariko kubera ikibazo cy'imvura n'izuba ryinshi byaje kudutera igihombo, akaba ariyo mpamvu twifuza guhinga ahantu hubakiye kugira ngo turemo icyuho icyo gihombo twatejwe n'imvura n'izuba ryinshi.
Mwamaze kuyishyura?
Twarishyuye.
They finished paying back the loan, and one of the reasons they faced loss was because it was a prolonged dry season, so they couldn't, what they produce is the seeding, they couldn't produce enough to sell back to the farmers. Hanyuma imbuto yanyu itandukaniye he n'izindi mbuto kuko hari undi nawe wari wa presence gutubura imbuto?
Tuzatubura imbuto yitwa cutting.
Cutting. So their variety is cutting, and it's different from the one that presented earlier.
Okay, and just building out from that, you mentioned historically there was prolonged drought. Just could you explain to us whether the aeroponic approach uses irrigation as a sub-component as a mitigation for droughts?
Iyi system ya aeroponic ko ikibazo bavuze nuko habayeho igihe kirekire cy'izuba ko mwahingaga ahantu hadasakaye. Muri aeroponic harimo irrigation, harwo muzigera muvomerera mu buryo butandukanye nuko wenda mwategereza imvura?
Turavomerera mu buryo bwiza buringaniye butari ubw'imvura yo kubyangiriza.
So with the aeroponic system, there is a way to manage the irrigation in a way it's sufficient amount of water for the seeds.
Aya mafaranga muyabonye mu kubaka iyi greenhouse mugakoresha iyi system, production yanyu yaba ari toni zingahe?
twari dusanzwe turi kuri toni 30, turamutse tubonye amafaranga yakwikuba kabiri akaba toni 60
ku mwaka.
Ubumenyi.
So the question was, if they received funding, how would that impact the production? He says currently they are producing 30 tons per term, and then with the kind of funding they're looking for, they'll be able to double the production and be able to produce 60 tons.
Ubumenyi bwo gukoresha system nk'iyi murawufite ubu ngubu cyangwa hari abantu muzifashisha kugira ngo mushobore
hari abantu tuzifashisha
nabo bari mu giciro mu mafaranga musaba mwashyize muri iyo budget yanyu ubwo bushobozi kugira ngo abantu bazashobore kubafasha abantu muzifashisha
yego
niba muzabishyura cyangwa se niba ari ubushobozi buhabwa ku buntu aya mafaranga mwarayateganyije muri iyi budget
abo bantu bazadufasha ku buntu
muzabishyura muri aya ngaya muri gusaba
oya tuzabishyura muri dufite.
Okay, so his question was, do you have the capacity, the training, or at least the skills to put in place the aeroponics? And he says they don't, but they are currently sourcing for skilled people that can put it in place. Then the follow-up question was, did they also factor the cost of the manpower or the people setting up the place? And they say it's not part of the 90 million because they'll be paying them from the current funds.
Ngiriwe Manuel, nashaka kubabaza mu byo muri gusaba kugura ubutaka, ariko mwari mwavuze ngo mufite ubutaka hectare 3 kandi munakodesha hectare 6. Nukongera kuri ubwo ngubwo n'icya kabiri nuko greenhouse itakwirwa kuri hectare 3 mufite.
Mu mafaranga mwasabye miliyoni 90 harimo 15 ngira ngo mwari mwashizeho zo kwagura ubutaka. Nubundi byongera kubwo mufite kwa kubwo mufite budahagije cyangwa kwari kimwonge mu butaka.
Uko tuba dushaka kugira ngo dukorere ahantu hagari kandi hatubutse.
Aho mufite ntago hahagije.
Ugize ubutaka butubutse byaba byiza kuruka.
The question was, part of the budget is also land acquisition, and he had mentioned they have 6 hectares and an extra land that they rent. So is it because the land is not enough for the aeroponics, or will they want to acquire more land for increasing production? And he says if they acquired an extra land, they'll be able to produce more. So it's for increasing production, basically. We are out of time. Do we have one last lingering question? We're good? Great. Murakoze cyane Emmanuel. Last but not least, Kibuku. Please welcome him. Thank you.
We applied for solar irrigation to get away from the old system of machines used by petrol. Then you go for friendly solar irrigation system. I also applied for a dryer because if you get too much rain, you get so many irrigates for post harvest. Can you be able to get a dryer? It will help us to save more quality seeds and other things than actually getting spoiled.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
At the moment of introduction, my name is Kiranga Kreva, the Managing Director Limited. My presentation of solar powered irrigation system and upgrade dryer to enhance production on food security. Background, Kibuku Limited was founded in 2019
Our vision is to become the best company in the supply of agricultural products in Rwanda. Our mission is to contribute to seed multiplication and national food security. Our main goal is to produce quality seeds that can be sufficient to farmers. Problem: insufficient of stock quality seeds in Rwanda, heavy dependence on rain and agricultural in Rwanda that leads to low productivity, high post-harvest losses, 30 to 40, the maize and beans seeds produced. Problem to be addressed, I'll say that. Proposed solution: increase the production of high quality seeds, installation of solar powered irrigation system, adaptation of climate smart technologies. Market, we have two markets on big companies, Tri-Seed Company and Western Seed Company. Business impact: the project will create 15 people, which 10 are women and 5 are youth. On this point, the most important thing is the creation of jobs. When you get turnover a year, you can have at least 1,400 people who work to come on farm daily. This helps in getting their medical insurance, buying their food, paying school fees for their kids, etc. That climate change impact adaptation, resilience mitigation. Growth strategy, not important. Business model: growing quality seeds distributed by national seed distribution, that is lab. Application of farming practices including pest and disease control, etc. That is the team of Chibuku Management Company. If we get a financing of 99 million, not 100 million, we can shift from 375, we go to 500 million in a period of 2 to 3 years. Thank you for your attention. Asante sana.
Thank you, Clever, for a very good use of time. Time for the jury to ask questions.
Thanks a lot for that. Just out of curiosity, this is another seed production engagement. Just tell us about what, yes, you mentioned why your seeds are important, but a quick one would be against your competition. If you were to sell to us seeds as a crowd here, what would be the unique selling point? Why would we want to come and buy seeds off from you for maize, etc., against a competition? So just tell us about the pricing, how it's more improved between the competition and also particular yield.
There is no competition in the seed multiplication. Seeds are always scarce. We have a problem. Like last time, we were engaging the Ministry of Agriculture and Lab. There was some type of seeds that they didn't have. So seeds, there is no competition in seeds. There is always a demand. So there is no competition. The prices are fixed for seeds by lab. But there is no seed competition, no.
Thank you for this. You highlighted initially that you were seeking funding to implement solar-powered irrigation.
Yes.
And grain dryers.
Yes.
But you also touched on the seed multiplication business.
Yes.
So for what you're pitching here today, it's really for the water irrigation and the dryer, correct?
For both, yes.
For both of those?
Yes, yes.
And this will be a service that you will offer to other farmers in the region?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you touch on that business model a bit? I think you began and then you went into seeds.
So for irrigation?
That's what the plan is.
For irrigation?
For irrigation and
so
for
for
the
irrigation,
dryer.
anyway, in Eastern Province, generally in Rwanda, but Eastern Province is something very different. It's a dry season. Like now in this season, people have been scaring that we are not going to have a harvest. So if we can get solar irrigation, it means you are going to do 3 seasons, A, B, C, D. Why does that mean? It means creation of employment, food security, etc. Now, for dryer, when we get rain, we get problems of post-harvest. Like last season, there was a problem of post-harvest. When you have a dryer, you dry the seeds so that they are stored well and they are being kept with jega or in silos.
Yes, I understand the utility, but in terms of the plan, here you have about 50 million going to the irrigation system. So what does the system look like? How many farms are you deploying it to? What is the impact? And then
it goes to 30 hectares. Of course, we work with, there are some companies that do irrigation. We brought them on the farm, they took the big farm, they measured how they can implement. There is a cost which I cannot explain to you just like this. But we took the companies that are an expert in using this soil irrigation, then they took measurements of the farm and how they will do it, and the city can cover on that 30 hectares. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I had a similar question and just digging deeper in terms of, you've talked about the seeds, which seems to be what you're actively pursuing, and then there's the solar-powered irrigation and the grain dryers. Are you already, do you already have some solar-powered irrigation and grain dryers?
No, I don't have a solar irrigation. I'm requesting actually to solve that problem. Okay. We cannot sustain the Eastern Province to go into cities without irrigation. Yes, when we talk of climate change, these people in locals, they could not understand what climate change means. So, but now they have realized that there is a climate change. It is scientific, but those people there, they don't even understand. So practically, if we don't have irrigation, we are not going to do being seed or cash crops. It's going to be difficult. So big support on irrigation. Big support members here on irrigation. And I'm not talking only on Kibuku, but even the whole area.
Questions?
I guess we're all confused. So, okay, the irrigation system is for your farm, so yes, you can do seed multiplication.
Yes.
And then what will the dryer be for? Do you also dry?
I can use it as a company, but also I can dry for people.
Okay.
Yes, you dry for them. Otherwise, they get losses. When they don't have, they sell it on a very cheap price, and they lose. The people there.
Great.
So it is a combining effort of companies, of individuals to lab, because lab cannot sustain, it has not really reached that stage. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Clever, for your presentation.
Yes.
A round of applause for Clever as he regains his seat.
Is it okay?
Yes, it's fine.
Okay.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you to all the 15 of our presenters of the day. Quite interesting projects, innovations. Now you know not to step on an earthworm when you see one. Please take it to Xavier or call Xavier so that he teaches you how to use it to condition your soil. It's not fertilizing, it's conditioning your soil. I've learned quite a lot today. And I thank you all for your attention, for your participation. Before we call it a day, I am handing it over to Vivian Kaitesi, EASP's country lead, for her closing remarks.
Murakoze cyane Brenda, bampaye akazi gakomeye cyane ko kubashimira mwese. They've given me a very difficult task of thanking everybody. I want to thank, most importantly, mwebwe, the participants. I visited some of these entrepreneurs. Francis, Justin and Francis, we woke up at 4 a.m. to go to Gatsibo, to go to different parts of Rwanda. And I'm telling you, it was a totally different experience. It was mind-blowing seeing what these farmers are doing and their different solutions. So what I want to start saying is, I have to say this properly because I might end up saying you are mwese muri abatsinzi. Not abasinzi, because I had to practice this. Because, Pete, abatsinzi is drunkards in Kinyarwanda, but abatsinzi is winners. So I have to be very careful how I say it. Murakoze cyane mwese. In 1 week, tuzabamenyesha the top 10. And I wish you all the best. Really, mukomeze ako kazi keza that you are doing. to support this climate change initiative. And all of this could not have been possible without the support of one important partner, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. I want to thank the foundation. Thank you very much. Wakomera Mashi. It was a great pleasure working with the SIA team, Anna, Justine, and also with the Rwanda Green Fund. Thank you for the opportunity. I hope we'll have more opportunities to do this again, but this time with way more potential winners. And I think that's it. Murakoze cyane. Thank you to the esteemed judges. Thank you to the esteemed judges. I think we tried really to, for the participants who spoke in Kinyarwanda, we tried to, for those who don't understand it, to have the translation done for you. But we thank you very much. It may have been also short notice, but we really appreciate your assignment on this one and for saying yes to this. Murakoze cyane. And I think lunch will be served. Can I say there's lunch? Can I? If yes. Lunch is ready. Yes.
Before we call it a day and head out for lunch, I would like to call upon the Rwanda Green Fund team, the SIA team, ESP, the members of the jury, the presenters for a quick group photo. Please. I asked nicely. The photographer can help us with telling us where people stand. That's not really my forte. Oh, and her, okay. Now, can we have the rest of us join us hari inyuma? Barwiyemeza imirimo bacu muhagarare hano inyuma. Sibyo? Anastase, muhagarare hano inyuma. There is more space at the back, please. Let's be kind to the plants. Is that everyone? Yes? Okay. Bon appétit, everybody. Thank you.